Okay, we're here. Hi, everybody. I'm back, and I'm not dying. Well, I mean, I am dying, but I'm no longer sick. Or as sick.
Hello,
With
everyone.
me is everybody but Breadmaster. Breadmaster couldn't make it this week, but we're still gonna play without him. I hope he doesn't mind. I mean, it's too late for him to mind. I've already made this decision.
We
Anyway,
asked him. It's fine.
yeah, he was okay with it. Um, everybody forgot to level up last week, so we're leveling up. We're gonna
I'm
do
already
that.
done.
Yeah, we're wow. It's speedrun. It's AGDQ and Alice just speedrun while leveling up.
Which is really funny because I still don't know what that is.
It's awesome games done quick. It's a marathon of speed runs. I'll have you know that since your main goal in your main role in your podcast is to say what the fuck is Newtna, despite knowing exactly what Newtna is, I thought you were doing a bit.
Oh. Give me a second. I need to get something to drink. Hold on.
Alright.
Oh, I got 5th level
Welcome
spells.
to
Yeah,
the-
fuck no.
Welcome to the roast, Alice episode.
Alice just got up to get a drink and she's never coming back because we just went for her throat like everybody is just destroying Alice.
See, that's her coughing. Trust me, I was gonna do it.
Hold on a second, let me.
I'll
Oh, no.
have you know I didn't once, Roaster.
You're waiting for a chance. Pepper's the evilest. You gotta wait for her to be at her most vulnerable,
Okay,
and then
sorry
she
about
goes
that.
for it.
Welcome back. We weren't talking about you.
Lower,
It's okay. You can just talk about me.
lower
It's
and
fine. Dinner's.
what?
Oh, y'all have already just like talked about me the whole time. So
Yeah. We love you. It's fun.
No.
Oh, we're so happy that you joined our shitty group. It's only shit because it's me. Like everybody else is fine. I'm just shitting it all up.
So what are we doing? Where are
Alright.
we?
So
Where have we been?
I gotta establish some stuff. Alright, so you fought a dragon and fended off an army and drove that army off, and now now it's the aftermath. And like we gotta be realistic about this aftermath to an extent. You know, we're in a fantasy setting and we can like pretend that everything's gonna be okay. We also have to acknowledge that sometimes things aren't okay. So the people who were up at the front of the town, who were fending off the army, who got in through the doors and like attacked people, they're kind of in a state of celebrating and also rioting at this point. They're like breaking into shops, you know, smashing windows, stealing, looting and pillaging, but also like cheering and like lifting everybody up on their shoulders and stuff like that. During the fight, oh, thank you. During the fight, while you guys were fighting the dragon, like the army actually eventually Pelagia's turret did run out, and the army was able to actually breach the door and get into the town and had to be fended off. During that point in time, several things happened. One of those things that happened is Shay got the shit kicked out of her, and she's now laying on the ground next to Marigold. It looks like her leg is broken, but she's fine, I'm sure. Also, Aram got shot in the face, but he's fine. He's just got an arrow sticking out of his chest right now as he walks up to Pelagia, and he's just like, you know, shrug. He's covered in blood. People are rioting around you. Like, things are now on fire. And all Shay can say is, you know, why has it got to be more fire? I'm kind of tired of fire. We could do with a little bit less fire right about now.
Well, I'm glad to see that we've basically recreated the Paris Commune all over again.
Additionally, you had Faye on your side. Well, a loose definition of on your side, because you know how Faye works.
They're more like co-belligerents than allies.
Well, so now they're kind of, they don't really have an agenda anymore, and Mimolette was doing a pretty decent job of keeping them organized, but at this point, they're bored. They're done. The army has moved on. Some of them have seen the looting and the rioting, and that looks fun, so they've joined in.
Oh no.
Some of them have decided to chase the retreating army, because what the heck, you know, we're not done yet, and we're vengeful. Some of them have noticed the continuing invasion of the noble quarter that the other side of the city is going into. If you recall, where the other soldiers had barricaded themselves in the noble quarter and broke down the wall and started invading everybody else, and have been pushed back and are now getting totally fucked. Well, The other Fae have kind of noticed this, and they've kind of split off into two factions. Where one faction are giant assholes and have decided to side with the nobility because it's fun, and the other ones are like fuck the nobility and are not. So now like you're being fought, like you're kind of fighting, like this army is kind of fighting the Fae, and yet have the Fae on their side, and it's just a fucking mess.
Have we seen? How's Vikol doing, by the way?
You haven't seen Vikolg. She's somewhere in the Noble Quarter.
If anybody can put an end to this chaos, it's gonna be her.
She's leading the army right now. Also, it's still snowing.
So, what do we do, guys?
So Aram, like, squats, like, just sits down next to you. Again, there's an arrow sticking out of his chest, and he's covered in blood. And he just takes a deep breath, and he's just like, hey. He just kind of leans against you, just watching this chaos unfold, just like...
I am very glad that you are okay, but honestly, if you were going to get shot with an arrow, could you at least... like lost an eye so you could have a nice eye patch?
That would have been really. He smirks and he's like, that would have been really cool. Actually, would have added my coolness factor immensely. Next time I'll make sure I get shot in the face, hun.
Oh, that's a good idea. He takes it out of his chest, points it at his eye.
Oh no!
I would say that would double his coolness, but you can't double 0.
Wow. Bree, you're being healed up by clerics and stuff, and you got just wrecked by this dragon.
Yeah, I did.
But also there's a giant dragon corpse in the middle of town, and who fucking even knows what we're gonna do with that, or how we're even gonna get rid of that. But as the clerics are kind of helping you to your feet, Bree, Mimolette shows up. She just wanders in. She kind of weaves her way through the chaos. She gets pushed a couple times. She's like, yeah. And she just kind of, walks up to you and waves at you. It says, sorry about the Fae. I mean, I contained them for as long as I could, but Fae are gonna do what Fae are gonna do. You have no idea how much stupid shit I had to talk your dad out of doing.
Well, we should probably ask them to leave, maybe.
We can ask them politely, yes. I'm sure that they will. I will sure that they will listen to that. At your side, Marigold, Shay says, I think I've noticed a flaw in magical healing, and I think that flaw is that it doesn't return the blood.
Yes, I noticed that. That's an odd sensation.
Mimolette says, I meant to come and visit you before the fight and tell you, that I'm not gonna die and you're not allowed to die either. But hey, looks like you didn't die, and you made it. So good job.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty dicey there for a little bit.
I can't believe you got bit by a dragon and survived. That is so badass.
Well, I mean, I don't remember. I pretty much remember waking up on the ground.
Once we settle all this, and she just kind of waves. It's getting worse, by the way. It is actively getting worse as she gestures towards the situation. When all this when all this is over, I think I'd like to just go back to bringing you weird wilderness ingredients to experiment. Like old times.
Yeah, I probably should go talk to the Fey Lord, shouldn't I?
I mean, you don't have to. He doesn't owe you anything. I mean, he's not entitled. Just because he's your dad.
Yes, but I also would like maybe the Fae to stop tearing apart a city that we worked so hard to save.
That would be nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'll come with you while you do that.
All right, let's go. I need you're all welcome to come with if you want, please.
Shay's like, give me Give me a second. I gotta figure out how to stand with a broken leg. I think I am.
No, you're fine. You don't worry about it.
Just
I was
lay
not
there for a while.
talking about you specifically.
I
You
was
can
referring to the PCs.
The people who matter, Shay. Fuck you.
Well, I mean, my chapel's probably a lost cause at this point, so why not?
Well, I'll give you your vote.
I mean, I'm just waiting for Esme to get back, so I'll tag along.
Yeah,
It's
actually,
really-
as you're
is that, like,
heading.
weeks?
No.
It's like-
I got good news for Amnon, and by good news I mean it's actually bad news because Loka knows what's coming. But as you're heading out the gates, like weaving through this fucking, just like if you guys catch a couple fucking punches as you're weaving through this crowd, okay, it's a mess. It's pandemonium. You get a sending from your girlfriend, from Esme. And it's not even a long sending like usual. It's very short. Hey, guess what? Clover learned to teleport, so I'm coming home because I just want to sleep for a while. Okay. It sounds about as tired and out of it as Shay does, so that's concerning.
He got level 5 spells?
Yeah.
No, I want to teleport.
Okay, see you soon, I guess, is my response.
So you make it out the gates, and like the Fae are kind of like some of the Fae who are still like haven't yet decided where they're gonna make everything worse. Are just kind of milling about, talking amongst themselves about how they could make everything worse. Aram is walking with you guys, by the way, because he's got nothing better to do. And as you guys walk up to these Fae, you see, what you assume, like Bree Mimolette points them out. Sorry, I got you and Mimolette mixed up. It's because you're twins and you look the same. Points out your dad. He's like a big, like, mossy kind of Fae creature. Weird. And she's like, that's your bio dad. That's the dude who fucked your mom and made you.
You didn't. Thanks. I didn't understand how the whole process worked, but now I do, sister.
I mean, I could give you the talk afterwards if you need.
I put my hand in your face and push her away.
She laughs because this is just our usual, interaction back when they were young. So there's your dad. He's standing there, talking about how they can make everything terrible.
Excuse me, sir.
As you walk up to him, he's literally saying, "What if we illusioned them? Like, make some of them look like other things?" And the other ones is like, "That would be so cool. Oh, we should totally do that." And you say, "Please don't." And he actually,
please don't.
he actually turns and looks at you and raises his eyebrow. What? I mean, that just makes me kind of want to do it more, says your dad.
Please. Just. No, thank you.
One of the Fae who's standing around with your dad is like, "Can you believe this lady? Get a load of this lady."
I look back at everyone else in the party, and I make like the worst face, the most pained face, and I revert to changeling form.
Oh no!
And like, please don't mess up my city. I live here.
Oh man, she's one of us. How long have you been one of us? Have you always been one of us? Is this an illusion? I'm gonna try to dispel her, and they try to dispel you.
My mage armor.
Yeah, it goes your mage armor.
Oh. Well, thanks. I guess I can cast that again later. No, this is me, physically. Please don't mess up the city. Like, we appreciate your help. We're willing to, show appreciation in various ways, but those ways don't include doing more damage to the city, please.
Your dad like rubs at his shin. And while your dad is like mulling on this offer, another Fae has walked up to Aram and is like flicking the arrow that is sticking out of his chest, and he's like, "Stop it!" He's like trying to spot their hand away. Quit it! That actually hurts. It's not pleasant. And the Fae is like, "Why do you still have the arrow stuck in you?" And he's like, "Well, they'd have to do surgery to remove it, and they're too busy healing everybody else. It's not, it's not getting any worse. It'll be fine."
Much blood happens if this comes out now.
Yeah. Anyway, your dad finally like stops mulling on this and looks and says, "Well, I mean, okay." And he makes like a motion like he's pulling up a chair, but there is no chair there, and yet he still sits down. "So what can you offer us?" He says, like leaning his head on the arm of a chair that does not exist, looking at you. "What can you offer us to stop with our to make it worth our while?"
Well, I was kind of just hoping that because I'm related to you, I get some leeway here.
He related to me. And Mimlet speaks up. "Yeah, she's your daughter."
Apparently.
Since when?
Allegedly.
Roughly 22 years ago, I would assume.
He looks a little like puzzled. He's like, "I mean, I don't disbelieve you, but you have to understand that I've done a lot of fucking, and it's just got hard to keep track of this stuff."
I don't know, baby that was taken to the human place to try to replace some other child, but it didn't work out.
I mean, it looks like it worked out fine. You seem to be a powerful mage.
Well, sure.
All right. Well, I mean, He looks to the other Fae, like, and he says, like, "What would make y'all happy?" And the other Fae are just like, "Making them miserable is really making us happy." And he's like, "No. We can't keep doing this. They've been through so much. There's like a tyrant, like fucking up their shit and fucking up our shit."
That dragon still exists. She's gonna be super mad. So mad.
She's gonna be
tired of coming breathe fire, and that's a lot.
She's gonna be turbo pissed.
Oh, mega. Like, whoa.
All right, he stands up and he says, "Daughter," it sounds a little awkward saying it, "I will gather up the troops that I can, the people who will listen to me, and I will head out, and we will discuss what you could do for us in exchange."
Sure. I mean, just getting kind of the people who run the city, I guess. I mean, I can do something. I have magic, but like...
Yeah, speaking of that, who does run the city now? I mean, you've kind of created I believe what we call this is a power vacuum at this point.
I look at everyone else.
I really wish I remembered that entire bit from Monty Python, The Holy Grail, about the peasants, their anarcho-syndicalist commune.
Oh my god.
Because I would totally do that in my terrible Russian accent.
I don't know. Maybe what's up to like direct democracy? I don't know. I'm not in charge.
I mean, good luck.
You'll see, we take turns being a sort of the executive of the week.
Yeah, I figure, you could draw straws or something. That's democratic.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
We
think to like be less on fire first before we figure that out. Probably.
the person who gets in charge of the Fae is just the person who's like the hottest. So that's how we do it.
Well, I mean, it's a different culture.
Mhm.
I turn back into regular brief.
Mhm.
Well,
Well,
we can always figure stuff out later. I'm not good at this part. I'm good at the fighting part.
I don't think any of us in our little party really fit to run a city. So
Mhm.
we just beat up the dragon until he's dead.
Mhm. He's like,
That
"Well,
was us, by the way."
yeah." So your dad says, "Well, it's been a delight meeting you, and I guess I should probably take interest in your existence and know who you are. So
You don't have to if you don't want to. It's fine.
great, excellent, good. That's what I wanted. Bye." And he just like teleports away. Best dad, A+ dad.
That went better than I thought it would.
Mimilet's like, "Wow."
And that just seethes very slightly.
Why her dad's so bad?
I mean, we never knew our dad, so
As you are, basically, it's like at this point, You gotta fucking find Vickle.
Can I use a spell I just learned?
Yes.
Everyone sit down for a second, please.
Aram just drops to the ground. As Aram,
Can someone heal him, please?
he's been
It's
healed.
really distracting.
He's just got an arrow stuck in him. As Aram sits on the ground, he actually gets hit by several bottles. People are just like fucking chucking things at him.
Maybe let's go back in the city before we do this. Actually, let's go back to the bar. I need a drink. Oh,
So-
hello.
Yeah. So you had, I guess everybody kind of, with Bree's direction is headed to the bar.
Thank you for coming along with me for more support. That was very, very anxiety-inducing.
Mimlet was like, that could have gone way worse, and it didn't. So, woo, good job.
I'm glad he didn't hit at me before I told him that.
Yeah, that would have been really awkward. You guys say it at the same time.
Anyway, I'm gonna sit at the bar and cast scrying. And
Okay.
find her.
Okay. While you're sitting at the bar and casting scrying, people are still being mean to Aram. They're like trying to drive him out of the bar, being really nasty to him.
Are they within range of my hammer?
Yes.
I'm going to do that little like ahem, and I'm going to pull out both of them because I have two now. Excuse me, but I think you should be sitting down, or better yet, maybe some of you should leave quickly.
And they basically say, but he's a red dragon, he's a red dragonborn. He could be in league with the red dragon. We're fucking tired of red dragons.
And you'll be red-faced soon.
Wow.
I do not discriminate.
Alright, so I imagine she doesn't know I'm casting this. She's probably has to make a save, so give me a
Oh
DC.
god, her saves are really good too. I hope she fails.
She has it's a lot harder for her because I know her personally.
Okay.
And I have a thing that she's given me before.
Okay.
So just make that roll. I'll tell you if she passed or not.
Okay. Ah, for fuck's sake!
Hold
Vickle!
on. Let me do some math.
Vickle, stop!
19. She still fails.
Okay,
Because
good.
I know her well, and I have a thing that she had before. So
Yeah, okay.
So where is she? What do I see? I
So-
can see her. I have just a visual sensor within 10 feet of her.
Like, are you looking
If
at...
anyone nearby can see invisible, they can see it. If
Uh,
it matters.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Like, are you looking into a crystal ball or whatever?
No, I got my eyes closed.
Okay.
In fact, you know what? Here's what I do. I pull out my frying pan
Mhm.
and I pour some water into it, and then I look into it.
Oh, that's cool.
That's what I do.
Okay. So basically, your view kind of pans in on her. She's basically leading the army, kind of pushing the nobles, like the soldiers who were on the side of the nobles back. And what has basically happened is they've kind of all fallen back into their manors and have barricaded themselves up inside their manors. And the peasantry is pretty much and there's like a second wall, like a ringed wall where the super rich live that they've also kind of put themselves behind. So now, like, most of the noble quarter has been taken over by the peasants, and they're looting and raiding and whatever. And Vickle is kind of leaning against a wall, kind of gripping herself and just watching this, like, puffing. But it looks like she's about to try and get order, like, bring some order to this nonsense. But yeah, she's in the noble quarter.
I probably recognize what that is. I can probably lead people, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I know where she is. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that now.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job. Excellent. It worked. So, you head out of the bar. People, as long as Pelagia is guarding Aram, people aren't stop being so mean to him, but occasionally he still gets hit by a bottle or something as you guys are walking in a noble quarter.
I will try to hit them with my hammer if I can find them.
I'm sure they'll calm down after a day or two.
Mhm.
Everyone's blood's real hot right now.
Yeah. Now, red things that are red that look like dragons are not very popular in the city.
Hey, technically
like,
speaking,
paint
Blade
him
Ward
blue?
would protect against bludgeoning. Bottles count as bludgeoning, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry, Logo, what was that?
Can we paint him blue or something just for today?
Oh, Blue Dragons, I hate that game.
Aram
No,
just
don't make him change the way he looks tonight. That's super not cool.
Aram is just like, since it was a red dragon that came and it fucked everything up, folks are rightfully not big fans of greedy tyrant dragon. And they've been pretty intolerant of red dragonborn, even though I have nothing to do with it. So it's just like, fine. And they can't exactly take out their anger on the red dragon. She's a red dragon, for God's sake. So you may as well...
as he is saying this, Blake is literally hunting down some punk and shaking him in midair, like, I will destroy your entire family.
It's like, babe, I mean, it's fine. They can't take their anger out on the dragon. So you may as well, if it helps them deal with their hardships, better to treat me like shit. And if that's the case, then it's worth it because I just want people to feel better.
You, stop it. Right now. Stop that.
Yes.
No more talking.
People take their anger out on, like, actual punching bags. Things that aren't living beings.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So so the problem with getting in the Noble's Quarter is you have to make your way through this chaos of, like, looting and pillaging and nonsense. So I don't know, let me make just a d20 roll. I'm just gonna see, like, how well you do weaving through this nonsense. Anybody. I didn't even have Bree roll a diplomacy check or Pelagia roll an intimidation check. I just let it happen. It's fine. I'm a good GM.
I mean, if you want, I can get into an actual fight with one.
That's fine. It's fine. They're intimidated. He's hanging out with you guys at this point, so. Yeah, fuck the roll. It's fine. So you guys kind of make your way through the rioting people. They're like tearing, they're looting clothes from the fancy clothes shops. They're stealing instruments from the fancy instrument shops. They're just ruining all the wizards' days, doing whatever. And you finally get to where Vicolg is, and she's scaling up a trying to climb up onto a stage that has been erected there for buskers and stuff, entertainment for when the noble people have entertainment up there to try and get people's attention, and she's kind of scrambling up that as you find her.
Here she is. I'm not in charge. I just found her.
Vickle, you look as though you could use some help.
How bad of shape is she in?
Oh God, she looks a mess. Her fake arm is gone again. She's back to, having a stump where her right arm used to be. She looks cut up pretty bad. She's got she's got a big black eye, and she's cut up pretty bad. She kind of waves to you guys weakly when she gets up on the stage. She kind of sits on it for a minute, and just catching her breath. She's like, sorry, go ahead.
We killed the red dragon. Not the nephew.
She takes
the less important one.
She takes a deep breath and puts her head in her hands, and it's just like, I thank you for killing the red dragon, for killing Forsyth. But I'm very happy, very proud of you. You've done the city a great service, but also I'm so fucking mad at you.
What for specifically?
She gestures.
There are many reasons.
Yeah, she gestures around at the chaos that's surrounding them. And she's like, if you had just saved the nobles who actually had a good rapport with the peasantry, they would have had a leader that might have been able to keep control of these people. We wouldn't be dealing with this right now. Instead, you went off to do whatever the heck it is you did, and now I gotta try and get this under control. I'm not. She kind of trails off, but then she I'm nobody's leader.
You do realize that the nobles are the ones who decided to betray the city first, right?
Oh yeah, I know that they were bad.
All of them together in a big mob of traitory.
If you're called Glycnos, it's like you're not telling me anything that Albani hasn't already told me. But I still believe that the peasantry is used to listening to their authority, and I don't know if they're actually going to pay me any mind now that they don't have to listen to me anymore.
Well, did they really listen to you because they had to?
She frowns at that, and she's, well, why else would they listen to me? I was just providing them what they wanted, and as you can see, now that they don't need me anymore, they're doing what they want.
I mean, it's been like literally like an hour since this whole fight ended, so like I can't really take this all as like the new status quo, really.
She's like, well, for better or for worse, I gotta do what I can. I gotta do my best. And she like pulls herself up to her feet on the stage and like waves her hand and just starts screaming like, hey, come on, people, come on. There's a time and a place for this kind of thing. And it is not, I mean, well, actually this is a pretty good time for it. But we could do this in a more organized fashion to make sure that the people who need it the most get it. Instead of a fucking free-for-all, please.
Hey, Jenner.
Yo.
I'm going to get her attention, and then I'm going to use thaumaturgy to make her voice incredibly loud.
Okay, do that.
Oh, hell yeah, let's teamwork this.
Yeah,
I
do
was
it.
going to say, if all three of us cast thaumaturgy, is her
We
voice...
can make her terrifying.
I can make her big.
Do
Is
it.
that... Here's the
think
real
big
question. Would 3 thaumaturgies be 3 times the voice, or would it be voice to the 3rd power?
It's gotta be voice to the 3rd power.
Absolutely. That's what. Anybody who comes into this problem in Dungeons and Dragons, please refer to this session for how you go about this. She is big now and super loud.
I'm marking that spell off.
Yeah. I'm not gonna roll for her. She has to do a little bit of screaming, you know, but eventually the people who trusted her and, you know, banded behind her do actually calm down and start listening to her.
I was dissuaded by the lack of self-confidence, but now she's big and loud, so...
So even that makes up for it.
Yeah.
What does she say, though?
I didn't write this. I wasn't expecting.
Okay, we can just gloss over if you want. It's okay.
Speech,
Fine,
speech.
What is the result then?
Yeah.
I mean, so basically the result is, they acknowledge that they're just gonna have to like wait the nobles out and starve them out since they barricaded themselves in their keeps. They're gonna have to wait. They're gonna have to wait for the nobles to basically surrender, or die, so that they can go in and seize the wealth and redistribute it to the people. The outcome is like the shopkeepers up here, you know, with their fancy clothes and whatever. They didn't you know really do you any wrong, and you probably shouldn't be, you know, fucking up their shit as much as you are. But I mean,
Yeah, you weren't paying taxes to the merchants. You're paying taxes to the nobles.
So maybe less of that. Basically, she's got the people to calm down and stop looting and stop, you know, rioting and stop punching each other. And the good news is a lot of the Fae who are out here causing bullshit have mostly fucked off. Some of them are still here, you know, causing trouble. But because
I think there's one that thinks it's real fun just to stop people from looting, though. Just one weird one.
Yeah. But for the most part, she actually does get the people to stop looting and to stop fighting, like to stop brawling with one another. And she informs them, you know, thanks to the adventurers over here, she points you guys out, we have plenty of supplies that have been seized by the Red Dragon, you know, food and stuff that we can keep ourselves fed, you know, while our farmers get back to work. And we recover from this, so it's not us that is going to be suffering. It's the nobles who are going to be suffering, because who even knows how, like, what kind of supplies they have in their homes, you know? So.
And if we do want to raid them, I do have like 2 thunder spells. Just give me a day to sleep, and I can just like shatter a window open or something.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, they
like,
probably have plenty, but they're also probably bad at rationing.
yeah.
So.
I mean, we also have rocks, Marigold.
Yeah.
Shatter also knocks people over though, so you know.
Aaron pipes up and says, you know, you still have that ballista that you haven't used yet.
Oh yeah, we've got to shoot that at the dragon. That would have helped a lot.
We
Yeah,
were
I
going to
would've-
shoot that at the beholder is the problem. We did kind of think that maybe that was a possibility. It
Mhm.
still is. It
Mhm.
just didn't come true.
Right. So basically, with you guys' help, you know, encouraging Vicol to stop being so emo and actually believe in herself, Vicol gets kind of assumed command of the city. And she doesn't look comfortable with it, but it's, like, there really is nobody more qualified than her to do this.
Can set up elections later.
Yeah. So she gets the city under control, and most people who aren't like the standing army who are waiting around to starve the nobles out go back to their homes. You know. When you get back to where you left Shay, she's up on her feet, you know, as best she can be with a broken leg, and she looks just tired. I mean, you don't know this, but she didn't sleep last night, so she's been doing all of this on no sleep. But she looks it for what it's worth.
Hey, where's the kid? She should be celebrating.
As you mentioned,
What?
yeah, as you mentioned, Lila, Shay just looks like completely wrecked. She actually kind of starts crying and like puts her head in her head in her hands. And it's
God,
like,
what do I do? Oh yeah.
Oh fuck! Is Lila okay? Is Lila hurt?
She's not been hurt, is she?
oh no, she's incredibly safe and incredibly pissed at me because I made sure that she was incredibly safe. I
what
did.
did you do?
Let me guess. She's locked in a closet back at the base, right?
If only that would you know. I didn't want to risk that because the base could have been lit on fire again. She kind of hobbles like towards you and like she says, yeah. No matter what my reasons are, and, you know, even though I tried to go about it a better way, I still did the bad thing. I handed her over to the Thieves Guild, and they took her into the sewers and are smuggling her out of the city right now so that she would be safe.
Well, other than the fact that should be more past tense, then that's fine.
How does Amnon feel about this?
I mean, as Marigold says it's fine, Shay just like says it's not fine. It will never be fine.
Well, I mean, teenagers, they'll get it. I don't know. I was a teenager once, and I got mad about things, but I also got unmad about them later.
She is safe, yes?
She is. She should. If she's not safe, then I'm probably gonna kill the entire Thieves Guild. So she better
Well,
be
then I guess she's got plenty of time being alive to eventually forgive you.
safe.
Right.
Shay actually does laugh at that. It's a pained laugh, but she's like, I hope so. And Shay kind of looks at Amnon and was like, I'm sorry. I guess
Amnon is walking away.
Oof, that's cold.
Look.
He'll
My girlfriend is on her way here, and she has a lot she wants to talk about, and she's gonna need me to be calm and collected to talk about this. She doesn't need me in this fucking state. I'll deal with this later.
I understand. I'm sorry.
I mean, do the thieves know not to leave the city now that it's not burning down?
I mean, we'll have to. I gotta have to head down there, down into the sewers where they are, and meet up with them and see exactly how far they took her.
You're not going down in the sewers of Broken Leg. I don't know. I know I don't have. I'm not in charge of you, but that's a really bad idea.
Can you give us something and we could go instead, or one of us?
Yes, do you have some sort of proper identifier? I'm not exactly in the best shape, and boy, do I loathe going to the sewers, but I'll do it.
I appreciate you guys doing this very much, but she's my daughter and she's my responsibility, and I need to be the one to do this. I need to be the one to face the consequences of my actions, not you.
Yeah, but you're not going to be
That's
chopping the
very
sewers
much.
with Broken Leg.
At least let us go with you, because, well, you're kind of vulnerable, and they are thieves' guilds.
I'm okay with that. Aram, like, smiles at you, Pelagia, and says, Hon, I'm gonna go to the temple, like, our temple. I'm gonna lay down. I'll be waiting for you. Good luck with this thing. Hey, Shay, I would have done the same thing. So, we're both horrible, I guess. Thumbs up, bye.
I mean, it wasn't a wrong decision. It's just a decision
Yeah.
that has consequences. That's it.
Yeah, she'll give him a cheek smooch and send him off, because he definitely needs to go lay down.
But if we let you go down the sewers alone, Amnon will probably cut us on half of his accent. So we're gonna go with you.
Right, so she kind of, hobbles along. She kind of leans on a marigold for support, and you guys.
I hold on. Before we go, I cast Tensor Flowing Disc and just put her on it.
Nice.
It takes 10 minutes. We got time.
Right.
I just kind of like the scene that Jeff just suggested of like, I'm so upset with my cousin. I don't even want to talk to her right now. Someone kept saying, "Oh, we just let her walk in the sewers by herself." You did what?
Yeah, that would not be
She could
good.
get hurt. She could die. Why would you do that?
I like being in one piece instead of two pieces.
Just Amnon's incredibly conflicting feelings right now.
I also cast Mage Armor because those joke fairies dispelled it.
Those fucking actual fairies. So Aram gives Pelagia a quick smooch and heads off. You guys head towards the sewers, and we'll get to the sewer scene in a minute. But first, so Amnon, where do you go?
Oh God. I
Where
don't know.
doesn't he
Amnon
go?
doesn't know either. He's
Well-
doing that thing where he's just mad and walking and not really paying attention where he's going.
Yeah, they would have to teleport to a teleportation circle somewhere. That's
Right.
all that you wouldn't even know that, but genuine.
Yeah. So you're wandering around, but I'm gonna need you to make a saving throw because they gotta scry you to figure out where the hell you are.
Oh shit. What kind of saving throw?
It's a wisdom saving throw.
It's extremely easy to fail this.
Ah,
Yeah, you
excellent.
failed
You're so good at failing saving throws that you need to fail. It's good.
No, I forgot to roll as Amnon, so they're seeing me, Loka, in real life.
What the fuck? What?
it. What are you doing when they're scrying you?
Yeah, what are you doing? What do they see?
They see Amnon just walking around in a circle, doing deep breathing exercises to try and calm down.
All right. So, as you're kind of wandering around, gosh, how do I even describe this? So, you see Culver before you see Esme.
Oh, that's the worst.
Because Culver is dressed really flamboyantly, with bright colors and checker marked attire. And Esme is just dressed pretty drably. So you see Culver first, but then you see Esme, and she looks like shit. She's done her
But
best.
she's still not Culver.
And she's still not Culver. She's done her best to put her hair up and get herself together. And A+ for effort, but she's walking she's been drugged these past for at least for an hour.
Oh dear. Amnon's slowly approaching her. His instincts are to run up and hug her, but he's worried that might freak her out more, so he doesn't really know what to do.
She smiles upon seeing you, and like waves with what energy she has, and you audibly hear Culver say, like, "Go, well, yeah, it was good helping you. I'll be at the bar. Bye." And Culver turns and literally runs from you because he does not want to deal with you. You're mean. You would destroy him.
You can run away from me now, but I'll still be under your bed at night. So Esme like looks around, and you know, she just kind of finds a spot by the side of the road, and she just sits down, and she just looks up at you, and she says, I would sit down next to her.
"You survived. I'm so glad you made it. I'm so glad I made it." And she
I'm glad you made it too.
she leans against you. She's like, "Oh my god. So, you remember how we went into the ruins, the dwarven ruins, and you all were wondering where all the undead that the Lich raised went? Well, it turns out we found out where all those undead that the Lich made went. And we had to fight through them for 2 solid days."
Oh, God. That sounds horrible. We've never had a fight last longer than like an hour.
It was bad. Ark loved it, but Ark is at that point where he doesn't Ark is at that point where he doesn't get exhausted by anything anymore, so good for Ark. I ran out of spells twice.
Oh, dear.
How did everything go in the tower?
We won?
Oh.
Flashback to just suplexing the Lich.
Oh, that's good. That's
I
really
painted
good.
dicks all over the tower.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You know, on the way to Kelmshan to destroy the phylactery that allowed my horrible Lich fiancé to live forever, it occurred to me that I kind of sent my liver out to kill my fiancé, and wow, how noble of me. And I mean that way in like sarcastically condemning my virtue of nobility, but also tacitly acknowledging my behavior is profoundly noble an act because that's just how it is, isn't it? That's just how we are.
I suppose you need to take a nap. You're like,
And no wonder they want to kill us all.
you're getting a little Ophelia right now.
She's like, she has lost so much blood. She's so tired.
Does anyone know how to replace blood?
She laughs and she's like, I'm not including you in this us, by the way. This us that they want to kill. You're just the solution to a problem we've been creating for generations. And I never would have learned this if I had told my family to go fuck themselves and taken off to adventuring. I'd be sitting in the noble quarter right now with the rest of them, blaming the poorest for the hardships and problems we created for them. And part of me thinks that even though I know better now, maybe I shouldn't be spared. Justice should fall evenly on all criminals. It shouldn't pass harmlessly over me just because I'm fucking one of the people behind the liberation.
You permanently killed one of the people you killed the Lich! You permanently killed the Lich by destroying the phylactery! That's so much more than just fucking one of the people behind the liberation.
I want to know how they destroyed it, but I'm not there.
You are
so
one of the
hard
people
to destroy
behind
one
the
of those.
liberation.
I have to ask her later.
Dude, just so you know, Jeff, I have written down exactly what they went through, so I have that prepared for you.
Great. I'm so glad.
Mm-hmm. She laughs and just kind of lays her head on your shoulder and like squeezes your arm, and is like, look at them. They're enjoying themselves, burning and looting and fucking up everything. They've earned this. Raven will definitely have its revolution, and I sincerely hope that the people get what they deserve. As long as I choose to make a life here, I'll have to find a new social role to fill, because the people have made it clear that Raven is no place for people like me. You know, the bourgeoisie.
Yeah, you're right there.
But I gotta be honest, even though I'm a clerical offender and I've done a lot of helping people, and it feels good, I don't think I'm a particularly altruistic person. I started adventuring because I wanted to meet buff adventurers, men and women alike, with huge biceps and well-defined abs who could destroy me at any moment. Not because I wanted to make the world a better place. And I guess I could heal the sick and injured, and I guess that would suit me just fine, but that's not what I want to do. I don't think I'm a good person.
Amnon just very quickly hugs her. Just, I don't want to tell you to shut up, but please let my hug communicate that you stop talking.
She closes her eyes. When you have the gift of healing, you're supposed to be selfless and want that stuff. You're supposed to live for that shit, and I don't. I don't, and I'm not sure I ever will. You know, before I joined up with Dane and the rest of the adventure, group that I'm with, I adventured briefly with another group. And one of the members told me that she really only started adventuring because it meant she could kill people without consequences. She said that nobody cared if you killed people, if you killed the right people. And adventuring has a steady supply of right people to kill. And I have to be honest, I felt that. Not everyone who is doing the right thing is doing it for the right reasons. Though, honestly, I see nothing immoral about me wanting to fuck buff hotties. But when all that is said and done, like, what will you do?
Amnon pulls out his axe and just dramatically points it in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Says, I guess I'll be doing the same thing you are. Letting my selfish impulses guide my life.
I don't know if you were expecting me to disapprove, but I don't. I don't disapprove at all.
Right, and I don't disapprove of you.
I appreciate that, because I kind of do. You're going to be in history books, Amnon. Even after you die, people will probably know who you are for a long time. But 1 or 2 generations after I die, I'll be forgotten, and that's kind of how I want it to be. It's really comforting to know that I was never remarkable enough to go down in history, that all the terrible things that I've done over my life, that I obsess and beat myself over on a regular basis, will simply be forgotten, will be washed away by time. My tombstone simply reading, "Here lies Esme Upmer, she loved to fuck."
Amnon also laughs, but not quite as enthusiastically as you just did. No, I can't do it on command. It's a genuine laugh, but also a little faltering.
But no, it's fine. It's okay. I'm fine. I'll be okay. We'll be fine. We'll get through this. It'll be good. I'm fine. She kind of lays her head back, and for a moment she just sits there quietly, ruminating on her extreme fineness and just how fine she is. And she starts laughing again. I was wrong. I thought I survived all the trauma, but actually it fundamentally changed me and how my brain works, and I'm not the person I was before all the bullshit, and that person is gone, and they're never coming back. I died, bitch. And she just falls over.
I was just hyperventilating at this point. I've looked at this text for 2 weeks, and I don't know what the fuck to do. People in the thread, if you know what to do, if you know how to respond to that, tell me, because I don't think there is a way to respond to that.
Esme needs therapy. Please invent therapy immediately. She-
That's in panic.
I guess I'm not just going to grab her hand while she has this episode. I don't know.
she keeps laughing like, you know, that it's not funny kind of laughter, you know, that you do
Oh god.
when it is very not funny. But eventually she like gets herself, you know, she composes herself. And she just like wipes away her tears. And oh god, how do we even like close this off? She's just like
Don't just hard cut to something else.
and that's just where we leave it. She just looks up at Amnon and she's like, I'm sorry. you don't need this. And then we hard cut away. So you
No,
guys
not even that. No resolution for anyone. Just,
great session, everybody. See you next week. So,
just
all
hard
right.
cut in the middle of her hysterical laughter.
So you guys are in the sewer with Shay. It smells bad down here.
Wow, it sucks down here.
Yes, it's the sewer.
There are very big rats. Very, very big rats. Just kind of chilling out, you know, being huge rats.
Yeah, I've seen worse.
Mm.
Alright, where would we go now?
So you kind of make your way through the sewers. If you had Lennox here, but Lennox just fucking disappeared after everything went to, like after everything settled. He's just gone.
I mean,
He
he
cut off the
did
dragon's
loudly
head.
tell us that he was going back home to have sex with his wife. So, like, I mean, it's not like it was completely out of the blue.
Mhm.
He did, and that's his intention. And
It's
then
true.
he did it.
Yeah, it's true.
I
But
wasn't prepared for this.
I can't believe Lennox fucks. Anyway, you eventually do find like some of the thieves guild like lurking around in the sewers, and they are actually surprised to see you, and they're like, "Oh, is the fighting over?"
Yeah, we won. We killed the dragon.
No.
Literally, we did.
What? What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No fooling.
Wow. They look stunned. They're like, I mean, what is it? How do you feel? I've never killed a dragon before.
Pretty tired.
Yes, those things.
I
are-
almost died. It just bit me and then just like kind of just threw me.
Damn.
You were surprisingly aerodynamic, by the way.
Well, I'm pretty small. And like,
Mhm.
anyway, where did all the refugees go that you were taking out? Or just the
Well,
one?
we were trying to get as many people out of the town as possible, but for those that kind of given to us at the last moment, our plan was just kind of hide out in the sewers, because hopefully they wouldn't like breathe fire down in the sewers, and you know, end us all, and wouldn't invade the sewers if they won. No offense, but you know, we
Well,
gotta.
nobles aren't going in the sewers.
Yeah,
Gabriel.
we had to prepare for all contingencies. So right now, if there are any refugees who were given like handed over to us towards like you know at the last minute, they probably haven't made it out of the town just yet, and they're probably at the gathering place. So I guess we'll just we'll take you over to there if you want to you know let them know. We should definitely let them know that it's safe-ish. I mean, well, it's not safe because the big red dragon, she's probably gonna come. But still, they should know that you know.
That's future us problem.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a moment to breathe, and I would prefer to do it out of the sewers.
Yeah, it sucks down here.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be that difficult to deal with, honestly.
she's like, this
Can
is
you
really.
like use prestidigitation to make it not smell, please?
It would take. We'd have to like build an entire like. You know, we'll look into that.
Lysol the entire sewers.
Yeah, just fucking Febreze the hell out of this place.
Okay, that's fine. We're wasting time, please. Let's go.
Right. So they like even Shay's like, yeah, just please take me to my daughter. So they rush you through the sewers, you know, twice in turns, blah blah blah. Eventually, you get to like a big like room that's like you know where the water goes off in different directions to different sects of the city. And there's like Lila isn't the only one there. There are a handful of other refugees who are just kind of sitting there, you know, anxiously fidgeting. Lila is actually tied up because there's no way she's gonna go peacefully and not punch and bite and scream the entire way now. And we all know Lila is a fucking hellion. So Lila's tied up and sulking The other kids, you know, they're fine. Or the other people, they're kind of milling about, you know, looking forlorn and anxious and worried. As a group of you guys walk into the sewers, um, you know, the guild master look, you know, notices you and immediately recognizes Shay. And it's like, oh, is it over? Ah, thank goodness. Um, as you can see, your daughter is safe.
Yeah, go cut those ropes, please.
the the guildmaster doesn't do her own dirty work. She gestures to one of her underlings, and they cut the ropes. Lila, you know, is sitting there sulking. And, you know, Shay has pointed out. She looks up. She looks mad.
Hey, Lila. Do you want
Yeah.
to go see a big dragon corpse?
You know, make a diplomacy check or whatever diplomacy is now.
Alright, let me see. With persuasion, I'm so bad at this. Oh, that's not great.
Below average.
Oh, I'm just slightly too far away from teen to do this. I'm slightly too old.
Marigold
I'm in a
strikes.
sewer and I'm so tired. Do you not want to be in a sewer now? We can have this discussion outside, please, God. I think I'm actually ill.
Lila stands up and kind of gives Shay like a very cold look.
She's still floating on that disc, by the way.
Yeah.
She got a broken leg.
And the only thing she says as she walks up to you guys, well, she says two things. The first thing she says to Shay is, you promised." But Shay just looks incredibly hurt by that. But then she looks over at you, Marigold. She's like, "Where's Amnon?"
Oh, he was angry. So he went to go be teleported at by his girlfriend.
Okay. Well, let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of this thing. She says, and she's being very composed, but she is shaking with anger. Like she's trying to act so mature, but you can see, like she is just rattling. She is very upset.
That's fine. I mean, this really isn't our problem. Truly, we're just hoping.
Mm-hmm.
She's not mad at us.
Mm-hmm. She loves you guys. You guys are fun. You guys didn't send her into a fucking sewer. You know, treat her like a kid. You know, you guys would have totally let her get fire breathed on by a dragon.
All right, let's go back up by where the dragon corpse is.
She might be mad at me now that I think about it.
So you guys basically head back up to where the dragon corpse is. Lila doesn't look at Shay, doesn't even talk to Shay, actually walks pretty much as far away from Shay as she can while still staying with you guys, just to make a point.
Well, that's fine, because the sphere is always 30 feet behind me.
Yeah.
I mean, the platform.
Yeah.
The disc.
See, you get up to where the giant dragon corpse is, and look, it's Lila. She's not going to be stoked. Even as angry as she is, she's not going to be stoked with a fucking decapitated dragon corpse. This is fucking badass. So for a moment, like, her anger fades, and she's just like, wow! This fucking rolls.
You want a horn?
And Lennox ran off with the head. I don't know where you're gonna get
Oh,
it.
that's right. You want a claw?
I mean, I was about to say, you want to get her like some scales or something?
Yeah, I'll make a nature check for that shit.
Go ahead.
Let's see. I'm good at this.
And then another 9.
I'm not that good at it. Can I roll medicine instead? I'm better at that.
Go ahead.
I ruined so many scales if I get a good one. I'm just so tired. I'm sorry.
It's fine. She accepts the scale from you and actually gives you a hug, you know. And she's like, I mean, are we just gonna go back to the burnt out church? Is that where we're going? This dragon's fucking cool. But...
Oh, I feel so sorry for this child.
I mean, that is a good point. Where do we live currently?
I mean,
I mean-
everything didn't burn down. I still have my. I mean, I can't really fit anyone else in my tiny.
I
hut.
mean, technically, the chapel is probably still standing.
Yeah, but there's not enough rooms in your chapel for the whole party. The place.
Yeah.
If my apartment in the brothel didn't burn down, someone can crash there, but not Lila.
All right, I'm just gonna go
Why
home.
not? It would be a very educational experience.
I'm not taking a child to a brothel. I don't care how fucking educational you think it is.
I'll just go home and I'll just see y'all tomorrow. I got my little hut on the grounds of the church. It didn't burn down.
Mhm.
I gotta get a new cauldron now.
I mean, the thing is, like, your hut is fine, but it's been egged.
Why is my hut been egged? Why would this...
Personally, as long as I still have
Oh,
running water, I'm fine.
Those friggin' Fae! Can't believe I'm related to them. I hate this. So different.
Those assholes.
Uh,
I mean, Lila and Shay have no place else to go other than the burnt out church. So they head there because that's where their rooms are. There's enough rooms there for the rest of you too. So you guys can sleep there too.
yeah, I don't want to clean these eggs up right now. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have my own house, and Marigold is probably just going to be bathing for a while.
Oh, that sounds so good. Can I come do that?
I need like 3 separate baths and 10 different soaps.
Shay also wants to take a bath. She's not happy about being stinky. Like, I hope, man, Amnon really lucked out by not having to go to that sewer, says everybody not recognizing the emotional fucking battering ram that besieged Amnon in another place, and I believe he probably would have preferred the stink water, actually.
Well, that's a problem for
It's
tomorrow.
not a question of what I would have preferred. As they needed to talk to someone, so I'm here. I just wish you had somebody better to talk to because fuck.
So, Marigold, I guess you head back to your home in the arena. Bad news. The arena is
Well,
like...
it's not the arena.
Yeah. Okay, well, that'll be, just so you know, as you're passing the arena is sealed up. It's, like, completely closed off.
Oh, well, is there anybody around?
I mean, there are some people, some citizens just kind of milling about. Rumbling
Are
about
they
it.
important people or just random people? Because
They're-
random people probably don't know about what's going on here.
The most important person who's kind of milling about and trying to, like, not look, obvious is Astra, like, the gladiator lady.
Mm-hmm.
She's there, and she's, like, she's a noble, and all the peasants want to kill the nobles, so she's just trying to lay low. But she's here.
Also, just out of curiosity, I'm average at hiding the fact that I'm disgusting right now. Oh no.
Nope. No one has escaped the effects of terrible battle.
No, everybody is ruined. Everything is
I
bad.
have like one
Hey,
hair
Jeff.
out of place.
Jeff, can you make another roll and get an 11? And then Fefner can roll and get an 11?
God damn it.
That is definitely a thing that is happening, that is going on right now. All right, so I mean, Lady Dilleron greets you, and she's just like, I think everybody here wants me dead.
So, just out of curiosity, I could see how the arena would be sealed up after the previous events and given the riots and all. Do we have news on what's happening in general? Is this a permanent thing, is what I'm wondering.
Well, this is the best information I can give you. So, as you know, we came here to try and find all the gladiators to get them to rally to the cause. Zashir and Styx are just nowhere to be found. And Hasana, the partial owner of the arena, is the one who ordered it sealed. I don't know when she's going to order it back opened again, but a lot of the people who owned the arena have actually perished. in this uprising. So she might actually be the sole winner of the arena now, which, great. Love to work for the person who gave me. That's my
I
favorite.
see.
That's my favorite hobby.
Hmm. Do we have head counts just in general? You said Zashir and Styx were gone. Is there anyone else?
Not everybody else is accounted for. They're all participating in the riot. Well, I mean, Vickle got it under control. Your boss got it under control. I don't think she. No, she would know Vickle's name. Yeah, your boss got it under control. Vickle got it under control. But so they're drinking and partying right now. You know, they're minor celebrities, so everybody is fawning all over them. You know, not me. I'm a noble. Ha ha ha. My life is shit. My life is
I
over now.
see. Well, I'm going to go bathe. If you happen to see my manager, Rurik, could you tell him I need to speak with him?
I will pass the word around, and hopefully he will get to you if he is still alive.
Well, hopefully he is. He isn't exactly a noble. More like a merchant, but for blood sport, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, good luck. You should probably get that bandaged.
Did you know that magical healing is great and all, but it doesn't return the blood? We just want to make sure that we establish that.
Oh, yes, that's not the first time I've heard it today, nor is it the first time I've experienced it.
She smirks and she says, "I'm gonna, head back to my place and figure out what I can do. My manor has been, it's surrounded by people, so yeah, I gotta figure out what the hell I'm gonna do with myself. You take care of yourself, Marigold. You did great today. I think the regardless of what happens to me, Elm Raven's future is looking bright."
Well, if you need a place to stay, I can offer such a thing. I've met my fair share of nobles, and in terms of, I don't want to say mannerisms, we'll say morals. You don't strike me as bad as quite a few of the ones I've met.
Oh, no, I mean, I lost a lot of popularity among the nobles when I let my miners unionize. So, yeah, No, don't worry about it. I mean, I'll let you know. I have a place to stay. I have my quarters, in the gladiator quarters that I can stay in for right now. I'll let you know if that situation changes. I'm just gonna lay low until things calm down and figure out what kind of life I can lead once everything has been rearranged. Take care of yourself. Enjoy your bath. Yeah.
Oh, I shall. And I guess Marigold hurries home.
Mhm. So Bree. Yeah, go ahead, Bree.
Hello.
Yeah.
What's up? No, what were you saying?
So you're in your hut, and your sister shows up again. Because of course she does. She has nowhere else to go. But
Oh,
hey,
yeah. I only have one bed, but I guess. Hi.
hey, awkward. Good to
No,
see
come
you.
on in.
Ah,
It's
thank you.
fine.
Ah, you're the best. I'll sleep on the floor or something so you don't have to. Cause like I didn't do much, but you got ate by a dragon.
Well, I mean, I'm fine now, so whatever. You want
She
to have some stew? I can make some stew.
she
My collagen got ruined, but I can still make cooked it.
she eats the hell out of that stew. She's like, "Oh my god, your stew is so good. You've always been such a good cook." This is what I missed most about not having you around is this cooking. I know
Yes.
you're more than that, but goddamn, this cooking is really good.
Well, it's like magic, but without magic.
Mhm. Uh, she crashes down and she's like, laying on the ground, and she's like,
So,
ah.
how'd those owlbears work out?
Well, they ate a bunch of people.
Hopefully, hopefully, they know me like.
Yeah, they're full now.
Well, cool.
Uh,
Maybe
they're
they should stay in the city. I don't know.
no, I let them loose in the woods. They should be fine, I think. I'll check on them from time to time.
Cool.
Mom always said that the bond between twins is like the strongest bond ever, and I agree with that. but also we just fought a war together, and they always talk about like battle bonds being super bondy too. So we're totally ultra bonded now, right? Like beyond bonded.
Yeah, always. Come on. Listen, like I know we're not actually physically sisters, but that doesn't matter.
No, I mean I was gonna say, that's not even a big deal. Your parents dumping you on my mom was probably the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah, I'm just glad you weren't like stolen, and then we got to grow up together.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed having you as my sister, and I would do it all over again if I could. I have no regrets. You've been a really good sister. She smiles.
Just stop eating stuff. That's to eat.
I mean,
Please.
yeah.
Just don't tell me about it. How about that?
I mean, it was just, I just wanted to see if I could do it. Gosh. I'm really glad that a wicked fey creature swapped you with my biological sister because you're the best sister ever. I thought when
there was no other sister, but they were trying to steal you.
Oh,
but they didn't.
That's cool. I'm glad. When I set out to find your real parents, I thought that I was doing it for you, but I realized I was doing it for me because I just wanted to prove that my family was better and that we deserve you. Because your dad sucks. He doesn't deserve you. You're too good for him.
Yeah, he kind of sucked. I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he didn't want anything to do with me.
I'm glad it didn't have to be as awkward as it was. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. You should sleep too. Yeah, thanks for giving me a place to crash. She just kind of curls up and falls asleep. You're the best.
Bree just sits there for a little bit, and then she just lies down.
Yeah. Pelagia, where do you go to sleep? I'm guessing back to your temple. There's probably room for you there in your temple.
Yeah, in the little cell in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I really hope it's still there.
It is still there.
Oh, good.
They didn't know where to put him. They're just like, he's your boyfriend, so we figured we'd put him in your room. We didn't want to make us presumptions or anything. We're not trying to call you a whore or whatever. But he's in your room. Your boyfriend.
Wouldn't he be the whore in this situation?
Yes.
I am very tired, and you did the right thing. But if you do not leave, I will probably end up with you there.
They scurry off. In your room actually is one of the people who work in your shrine. They're trying to actually surgically remove that fucking arrow from Aram's chest, and he's grimacing and trying to hold still for them as they try and dig this fucking arrow out of his chest.
You gotta push it through all the way, and they get out the other side.
She doesn't so I don't she's good at healing, magical healing, but I don't really think that she has that much practical
Mm-hmm.
They probably have as much experience as she does, so I think she's going to assist, but I'm not sure how super great she is at that.
Oh god, I should be the one to do this.
Yeah,
she's decent at it.
Yeah, it's a medicine check if you want to try and help. And there's don't worry about permanently crippling your boyfriend. I assure you that you can only fail forward on this roll. Okay. So you together you managed to get the arrow out of Aram's chest, and you should be very proud of him because he doesn't raise he's not a big baby about it, even though it definitely hurts. You can see on his face this is not a pleasant experience. But yeah, you get the arrow out of his chest and you bandage him up. He sprawls out on the bed. And the cleric who helped you get the thing out of his chest just kind of waves at you and heads out. Doesn't even say anything. No judgment here.
I'll tell him. I'll call goodnight after him as he leaves. Otherwise, I'm done. I'm just gonna Pelagia will literally just lay on Aram and be like, "I'm going to sleep now. Whatever.
Just still
you can move me if you would like, but I'm not going to move anymore."
Aram laughs softly and wraps his arms around you and nuzzles you and says, "This is fine. This is exactly how I have things actually."
Oh, canonically at this point, as soon as she hit the door, she has been losing bits of armor. They're just all over the place. It's fuck it, I can buy it back or something. I don't care.
You guys crash. He mumbles a little bit in his sleep about something, but it doesn't it's fine. It seems like mostly it's concerns about his brother, but it's fine.
it would be really suck if he just like showed up out of nowhere.
Wouldn't that be like who? What kind of shitty fucking GM would do that? Anyway.
Oh god, I'm now worried you actually are going to do that.
Of course I am. God. Anyway, so we established Marigold, you're bathing. I'll do Lennox here in a minute. We'll save him for later, because he's fucking his wife.
I feel alive again.
Yeah. And after you bathe a lot, you can sleep. It's fine. Your bed is nice. It's very comfortable. Bree, you're sleeping. Amnon, back to you. I did my best to stall for time. How you doing?
Not great.
We're just
What are we waiting for?
We're sitting here quietly until you do a thing.
We are all waiting on you.
I wasn't given a prompt.
We can just skip it and you go tomorrow. It's fine.
All right, so Esme will take it. She's like, you know what? I don't actually have anywhere to stay. Is it okay if I just crash at your place?
Of course.
Yeah, good. She wipes her eyes and like gets to her feet. She's like, I hope I wake back up in the morning, but if I don't, it's been really good. If she walks hand in hand with you back to the Swans District, into the room where you're in the brothel. Actually, a lot of sex workers actually know her. She hangs out around this area from time to time. So, but she doesn't really have the energy to interact with them.
Sense.
She kind of waves and acknowledges them. Shoots the finger guns at a couple of them. Pretends like she's doing better than she really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Once you get back to your room, she just kind of crashes in the bed. She's like, and she's like, yeah, I'm sure, I don't. Gosh, I love to fuck, but I'm tired. Good night.
Good night.
So everybody gets a good night's sleep. Over the night, while you guys are sleeping and resting and recovering from fighting a fucking dragon and fending off an army, for basically an entire day, Big Hulk gets everything under control. So it takes an entire night, but Big Hulk and Albani basically get everything kind of back to the point where we can pretend that everything is back to normal, right? For the most part.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough. Yeah. So you guys, wake up, rested and refreshed, I hope. But I guess we'll go really quick to Lennox. Lennox is back at his place, and Orist is sitting there. She's like, so that ballista that you guys pulled out to hit the dragon or the beholder or whatever with, that you had me make the ballista bolts for? And Lennox is like, yeah. And she's like, so I put some wheels on it, so you guys could wheel that thing around and just shoot people with it. I figured that would be fun. And surely nothing like that is a good idea, and nothing bad will ever come of that. And Alexis is like, awesome. And she says, I'm not sure you're actually any happier now as a renowned liberator than you were as a grad student we met all those years ago. I always kind of wanted you to be happy, though I knew it wasn't responsible for your feelings. I couldn't make you happy. At this point, you'll definitely get tenure. And hey, the city won't be a miserable hell pit to boot. You humans live, 80 years max? I don't even remember your age, best wife. But I hope that we have at least 70 more years together, because I'm not ready to give up on seeing you happy yet. And Lennox is actually kind of moved by this. The cold, debonair, just want to kill stuff, not tired of this shit, Lennox. You know, his wife actually cares about him. And he's like, I know I'm bad at these things, but I want you to know that every day I can be with you makes me happy. And at this point in time, with you is all I really have to work for. And I don't really mind that at all. Aww. Yeah. So you're all...
No,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, 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 don't mind.
No, go on, do it.
No, I didn't have anything.
Ah, you liar. How dare you? All right, so you all wake up in the morning. You know, it's a bright day. Marigold, you know, everything like you actually your manager does show up you know, around like a normal time for people. Like he doesn't come bursting in at like 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever. You know, he comes knocking on your door. You know, a little bit before noon.
Rourke, old friend, come in.
Yeah, he stumbles in. His arm is in a cast. His head is bandaged. And it looks like he's been punched a lot.
Nothing long lasting, I hope.
You know, I'll get better. Yeah, this too shall pass. And you should have seen what I did to the guy who did this to me. He grins.
Yes, well. So I called you because I have to ask, do you know anything about what's going on at the arena?
He grimaces and says, so what I presume is happening versus what I know is happening is two different things, Miracle. So what I presume is happening is the nobles probably have, at least the Eurydics, probably have like a secret fucking escape route that leads to the arena and then leads from the arena out of the city that they're trying to use to escape, you know, the guillotine. That's my theory.
Mm-hmm.
What's real happening is they just sealed the damn place up under the premise that they wanted to keep the peasantry from getting their hands on the weapons that the gladiators use. Not that y'all weren't perfectly capable of getting your hands on weapons anyway. Good on you, by the way, because fuck these people.
Yes, indeed. So no word on Zashir then.
So you know, it's really suspicious. Basically, like before you got, so I had my eye on him, and I was keeping track of him up until the moment that you guys started the riot. You know, back when you were blowing up ships and stuff. Basically, the second you guys started that riot, he just fucking disappeared.
Bastard. But why? I'm certain he's going to be acting as a bodyguard to whatever nobles he's cozied up to today.
Oh, most def. I would not deny that. That or he's gotten the heck out of here, which kind of ruins your fun. But you know, he's always been kind of an arrogant fop. So maybe if we like extend a challenge to him, he would respond to it for his ego's sake.
Yes, it seems we're going to have to forgo everything else. Provided I get to fight him, then that's fine.
Unfortunately, like we can't do much about challenging him in the arena or anything, and like insulting his ego or anything like that until we get the arena open. And technically, I guess I could open it, you know, in opposition to Hasana's orders, because fuck her. Yeah, you know, I think I'll just do that. Because what's she gonna do? Kill me twice? Fuck her.
Yes, well, considering that most of the gladiators have been freed at this point, it's not as though there's anyone who's going to get in my way. I suppose this will have to be the last formality then.
I mean, it's now or never, because that big dragon is probably on our way. Which is something else we have to deal with. That like I don't know about you, but so seeing that huge dragon, like the big one, like that landed in the city just now to fight y'all, and knowing that Mommy Dragon is like 20 times bigger than that, I don't want that shit landing in the city. gonna break so much stuff.
Indeed, it would be preferable to fight her elsewhere. But then I suppose that's for the War Council to worry about.
We have a war council?
Kinda.
Something akin to it.
Yeah. Well, the good news
Well.
is it'll probably take her about a week to stop what she's doing and come over here and do whatever it is she's gonna do over here. So we've got time, a little bit of time, to try and like sort out what we're gonna do about this.
Yes, well, it would be very helpful if you were to extend a challenge. I don't know if he's going to fall for it, but why not try if we're able?
I'm down for it. Let's open this place back up and get things running again, because Sonic can suck my dick.
Well, I must admit, I'm feeling strange about the whole thing. I
Oh,
didn't think I'd make it much past killing Zashare, but, well, I'm already in trouble with the law, so... Well, here we are.
Marigold, whether you meant to or not, you've done so much for this city. I mean, you're a big fucking hero at this point. So I mean, you could retire now without killing Zashir, and live off your fame. To be completely honest.
I don't particularly care about the fame. I'll admit I've grown used to dancing with blade in hand, but blood sport is blood sport, and still leaves a bit of a pit in my stomach. Still, though, I'm not going to let Zashir escape this, and I'm going to be selfish one last time. I'm going to say it still has to be me to kill him.
So, I mean, forgive me for being the GM and asking you to reveal your character's terrible, tragic backstory, but what the hell is your deal with this guy?
Well, we had an unfortunate run-in some time ago. You know full well that he has a reputation of getting into bar fights and whatnot. When he actually got popular, it was made into some cutesy little story.
Right?
I can't remember what it was we argued about that night.
It was men's right. I'm just gonna let you know. Go on.
It was something I don't remember. It's something he doesn't remember. But well, I can't say I remember someone coming up, smacking me upside the head, and beating me half to death.
Ah, rude. Well, I can definitely see why you would hold a grudge and wanna take it back. And I will make sure to facilitate that for you as much as I can. For sure, I definitely owe you, Marigold.
And I owe quite a bit to you as well.
Oh, sweetheart, you've made me incredibly rich. We're fine.
Yes, and well, you've made me a magic spell that ensured that I wasn't still in Manshaka by the time all this went down. A tiefling really would have a difficult time climbing the ranks like this.
I was always curious why you hid your identity and pretended to be an elf, but it ain't my business.
Yeah, I wasn't really feeling up to the whole overcoming racism angle.
Yeah, we gotta pick our battles, Sorry, go ahead.
Well then, I suppose I should be off then.
I will let you know how it goes. I'll send the word out. We'll see if we can get him in here before shit hits the fan. And he,
Best of luck and Godspeed.
He smiles and gives a wave and basically heads out. And sure enough, I mean, by the time you head out into the city, they've raised the door, like the gates to the arena, and they've opened the arena back up, and they're scheduling fights. So, yeah, and basically, like, the crier is like, hey, you rioters, let's punch the shit out of each other so much. Why don't you do it for the entertainment of the masses and for money? And they're getting a lot of people who are interested in punching the shit out of each other there. But yeah. Yeah. Bree, you know, you wake up, your sister's, you know, she's like, you're a better cook, but she's trying to cook
No,
for
she
you.
would absolutely still be asleep.
Wow, you wake up that early? Damn.
Well, she would not.
Okay. So you wake up and your sister is still asleep, like sprawled out on the floor, you know. The little sleep bubble above her head because she's a fucking anime, you know.
We hard cut to an hour later, and I'm making her clean the eggs off my hut.
She's definitely willing to clean the eggs off your hut, and as she does so, she's cussing out the Fae too. Like, how dare the Fae egg your fucking hut?
I mean, this is your fault, really, if we really think about it.
Did you know that when I went into the Feywild, I broke all the rules about interacting with Fae? I made promises, I made deals, I ate their food. They were just so, like, overwhelmed by just the audacity of me. It was great. So fuck them.
You probably should maybe watch out for that, though. That's going to kind of bite you later.
You know, Bree, I really appreciate what you're saying, but YOLO.
I mean, you gotta live your life how you live it, I guess.
She gets the eggs off your house, and crashes and eats with you, and you know, just basically talks to you a little bit about the adventures that she had while she was in the Feywild. Sounds like she just, you know, treated it like she was like a fucking tourist in the Feywild and just treated it like a fucking vacation, and the Fae didn't even know how to deal with it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's pretty cool. Did you learn any cool magic while you were there?
Oh yeah, I learned how to shoot lightning bolts. Well,
I can do that too.
Yeah, it's good. I learned how to charm people, and I learned
Don't do that.
I learned how to have sex with centaurs. I mean, that's the thing that I did.
That's not magic, though.
You is in its own right.
Yeah, this is you know, those are the words that I expect of somebody who's never had sex with a centaur.
Well,
there's more magic in the world than fits your tiny philosophy.
I guess I'll have
Sufficiently advanced fucking is indistinguishable from magic.
I'll just take your word for it, thanks.
Sufficiently advanced fucking, like what, like the Vijay Jasaran or something?
Yes.
I just like snow clones. I didn't really think that went through.
That's
God.
so good.
It's so good.
Alright, so you should probably go take care of those owl bears before they start causing problems.
Yeah. While I'm out in the wilderness, I'll see if I can pick up some weird stuff to bring back for you to mess around with for your potions and stuff.
Yeah, I'll make you a potion.
It's good catching up with you. When we meet back up, you should fill me in on the kind of nonsense that you've been up to.
Oh yeah, we beat a lich up.
Oh man, wow. Liches are big, like kind of a big deal, actually.
We kind of punked him.
I wouldn't expect.
He wasn't very smart.
I wouldn't expect anything less of you. She waves and she's like, really proud of you, sis, and she heads out. So Pelagia, you wake up. Aram snores. Bad news, but it's not like you can't sleep through it snoring. It's kind of cute.
Okay. Pelagia definitely fucking snores. It's like tiny little Pelagia. Her snores are like as loud as a Mack truck. It's canon. Write that down in your lore.
Update the fucking wiki, people. It's very important. You hear that, Locatia School? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So you wake up and Aram is kind of. He's like trying not to be creepy about it, but he's already awake and just kind of laying there because he doesn't notice their view.
He did get shot with a fucking arrow.
He did get shot with a fucking arrow.
He's not gonna be moving around.
Yeah,
a lot.
He's trying to take it easy. And he gives you, once he notices that you're awake, he gives you a little squeeze, and nuzzles you, and it kind of laughs a little bit. Like a relieved, joyous laugh that, you both survived. Yay! We'll get to celebrate 1 month of dating, after all. It's so good. Unless you want to break up with me, which, okay.
Aww.
He's so insecure.
She's going to say something that sounds like no, and then she's gonna like go back to sleep or attempt to. Like, no, today is canceled. Stop moving.
You stop squirming and like plays with your hair. He kind of sleepily kind of babbles at you. Yeah. I look back on all the shit I've lived through to get here, and I'm just like, wow, how did I even do that? It occurs to me that months after today, I'll be looking back on now with the same awe and wonder, but I hope, once all the dust is settled, that we can make a future where nobody has to be amazed by how they survived because you and your friends made survival easy. He smiles. I hope I'm not pressuring you or being too presumptuous, but I'd like to be part of making that future with you.
I think that would be a good idea.
He plays with his holy symbol and the little trinket that you gave him, like idly, and like looks like pensive. You're too tired for this shit, but it's too bad it's happening. He's like, Pelagia, is it arrogant to think that Eon intervened in my life and brought you to me to you? I generally feel like I experienced a miracle. It's kind of hard to believe that in gods, like to not believe in gods, when there are clerics and paladins calling on their power on a regular basis. But even though I acknowledge the existence of God, I was never under the illusion that they gave a shit about me. I didn't feel like I owed them anything. And I've had to unpack a lot with this revelation that Eon did care about me, and was looking out for me, even though I didn't even know they existed. I've always been really good at compartmentalizing stuff. You kind of have to when your family treats you like shit all the time. So I'm usually able to just handle this kind of stuff. But I gotta be honest, I don't know what to do about being cared about. By you or by Eon. I don't know how to be good enough for either of you, and I don't know how to believe in things.
You know, I've told you about her, but when I served as a handmaiden in Eon and on the Veldt, that was when we were traveling. I have not actually seen the new town. I asked her once, how do you care for a whole city that's gone? And she said something to the effect that you do it a person at a time.
Aw.
That it doesn't really matter if someone deserves it, or if someone is good enough, or if you're good enough at trying to care. What matters is that you continue.
That makes a lot of sense, you know. And bards, we kind of have this thing, like Styx mentioned it to me. You kind of carry your home with you. Like, you know, you have a place you grow up, you have a place that you belong, but the truth is, like, your home is where you are. Your home is where you make it, right? So it, like, sucks that your city blew up, but, like, as long as you have each other, you can just, like, be, you know, you can just be a society, no matter where you are, right?
She kind of sits up and stretches a little bit, and after a pause, she continues and says, when we lost the city, we lost more than just people. We lost an untold amount of people.
Oof. He grimaces.
We lost an identity. The mother of cities she does like a little gesture, like gone, like smoke. And that is hard to come back from. But you're right, you know? Bits of it remain. When we started to travel, we began to realize that perhaps if we had not closed Ajana, if perhaps if we have not forgotten the rest of the world, perhaps the Magi would not have been quite as close-minded, secretive, and awful as they were, because they only cared about themselves, because Jana only cared about itself. And as well, it's why I'm here. because it doesn't really work very well to live isolated and alienated from everyone else. And, well, I guess it's a very long way to say that I'm happy to have you as long as you'll stay.
Aww. Well, I plan to stay with you until you get tired of me and kick my ass again, because we all know that you can do it. Let's just be honest.
Well, I'm assuming sometime along the road you'll probably accidentally join another cult.
I mean, unless your church becomes a cult, babe, I'm just gonna be part of this now.
I mean, we might just do it on principle. You know, it's been a while, and it's old times' sake. You know, just like find a random cult and like have you join it, and that'll come up and like kill everyone.
Babe, that sounds like a really fucked up hobby, actually.
The other part of being a refugee of horrible eldritch nations is that you will begin to have very strange hobbies.
It's just what they do for their anniversary. Goes to join the cult.
You're joining a cult for old time's sake. I mean, he
One for each year they've been together.
he hugs you and like kisses your head, and he says, "Look, I don't actually know what to say about how like all the knowledge and culture that you lost, and no, I understand that you can't get that back. But I'm happy that you want me in your life, and like you can never get that stuff back, and it's but hopefully I don't know, like we can make a new culture together.
It's been nice to have a city.
As long as I'm here, you'll be welcome here, even though people are throwing shit at me because I hate Red Dragonborn.
It gets me practicing hammers.
He laughs and like is like, I'm going back to bed. He like curls up with you, so he falls back asleep for a little bit longer. Eventually, you're both gonna get too hungry, and you're gonna have to get out of bed. Speaking from experience.
Joke's on you. Joke's on you. There's sacramental bread. I'm allowed to eat it.
You're gonna get crumbs in the bed.
You know what? That's a price. Some of you may have crumbs all over you now, but that's the price I am willing to pay. Though I do have a question. If we just like laze around, what are the chances that we're gonna get like a surprise visit from a very, very pissed off Dragonborn?
The statistical chances of that happening are increasing as we speak.
Because eventually, if nothing happens that morning, she is going to kind of bring him up.
All right. Well, we'll come back to you so you can bring him up. Because don't worry, it's happening. But first, hey, Amnon, how you doing?
Amnon didn't sleep.
I know. Well, if it makes you feel any better, for what it's worth, Esme just like fucking passed out. She was out, and she's still sleeping.
Good, she needs the sleep. Unlike me, I don't need to sleep anymore.
You're too good for sleep.
I'll never sleep. Never again.
I'm gonna go down a gallon of coffee and open my third eye.
Oh my god.
If you drink 2 5-hour energies, is it 10 hours of energy? Is it 5 hours of super energy?
It's 10 energy hours. How it works.
If you drink 3 5-hour energies, you literally get to meet God.
Dude, that fourth would just die.
Wow. Jesus.
What do you think meeting God is?
I can see through time.
Okay, I mean, is there anything you want to do before I have a scene between Shay and Lila?
I had a dumb joke scene I wanted to do, but I'm not sure if I'm confident in my segue to it.
Fucking do it.
All right. So Esme would be awake then.
Yeah, Esme eventually wakes up.
All right, Esme.
Yeah.
So I know you're feeling overwhelmed by all these things you can't really deal with.
She's actually
So-
rifling through your stuff, like looking for wine, like looking for a bottle of wine. She
God
happens
damn it.
she happens to find one as you were talking to her. She just pops the cork and just drinks straight from the bottle while you were talking to her, but motions for you to continue.
Pops the cork with her thumb.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe you could help me with a really small problem and you might feel better for having accomplished something.
Mhm. You know, sweetie, she says, gulping, like, and wiping her mouth. I've dumped so much emotional labor on you. It's only fair that I reciprocate in some way, shape, or form. So lay it on me, because at this point, I'm completely numb to everything, and you'll probably regret this.
So I've not been using my last name for a long time, but I
Mhm.
don't think people have really noticed. They tend to just insert a rake without realizing that I don't want to be called that. So I'm thinking I should just change my last name. And I want to see what you think of what I want to change it to. One of my coworkers has been calling me this for a while, and it pissed me off at first. But it's starting to grow on me.
No!
How does the name Amnon Lennox sound?
Jeff fucking died.
And then I sent Jeff to the shadow realm. I'm sorry.
I didn't write this time.
It's too late. It's too late.
She drinks a little bit more, and then she like looks at you like very seriously for a moment and like really considers this, and she laughs a little. She's like, you know, I've interacted with the rest of your friends a little bit, and I've kind of got an inkling of what Lennox is like. I think you'd be really amused by this.
Well, as soon as I suggested it, I just heard this weird screaming. It sounded vaguely like Bree, so maybe I shouldn't. And that's all. That's all the scene I wanted to do.
Sweetie, your name belongs to you, and your identity belongs to you. And I actually think it's actually a cool symbolic thing that you're doing to, like, you know, reclaim your own identity. That's pretty great. And I think that's actually no. Look, you thought it was a joke. This is like a huge narrative thing that you're doing.
Yeah, I just wish I had a better thing to change it to instead of just roasting Jeff.
Maybe just think on it for a second.
What was that? I didn't hear what you said.
Maybe just think on it in character for a while.
I mean, honestly, sweetheart, says Esme. What your last name is doesn't really matter to me because we're not ever getting married, and I'm not ever gonna take your last name. So you
Right.
you do you, but I support you.
Thank you.
As if Amnon would ever give anybody his last name.
Right?
You were taking my first name.
You want some of this? She like offers you the bottle of wine.
Yeah, sure. I'm sleep deprived enough to think that's a good idea.
You guys basically just sit in your room and get shit faced on this bottle of wine,
And then pass out.
and just basically pass out in each other's arms. It's really cute.
Aw.
Yeah. All right, so Shay and Lila. God, I've been dreading
I feel like-
this.
Oh, maybe we should deal with this when Amnon sees later. So there's APC in the room.
You know, we will do it. So Amnon, eventually, you know, you sober up, and look, you got to deal with the Shay thing. It's got to happen.
All right.
Who's making noise?
Alice, can you mute yourself or
I was allowed.
back away from the mic, maybe?
Sorry, I had to switch to my phone because my computer spontaneously died.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I saw both you and Jeff leave the roll d20, and it's just like.
Oh, I just actually left the page. I'll go back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Amnon is just like muttering under his breath what he thinks he's going to say to Shay.
Mm.
Like, I know you think you had a really good reason to doing this, but you know what? My dad thinks he has a really good reason for doing what he did to me. And it's not. I know you did what you did to protect her, but you really should have just talked to her. And fuck, what am I even gonna do?
So you're mumbling under your breath as you head over
Mhm.
to the burnt out church, and Esme is walking with you and like holding your hand and like patting your hand and actually being pretty good at this emotional support thing.
Oh hey, I'm glad one of us is.
Mm. And once you get to the burnt out church, she kind of pats you on the arm. Says, you're gonna. This is about as far as I can go with you. When you're done, I'll be at. I guess I'll be back at your place. So good luck.
All right, thanks for walking with me.
Yeah, it feels good to be in a semi-serious relationship. It's good. Yeah.
I'm not very weakly smiles.
She shuffles off, and you're left there in front of the burnt out
Right.
church.
Out of one hell and into another hell.
Mm-hmm. So you head on in.
I guess I would just walk up to their room. I'd figure out which room is theirs somehow, and I would walk up to it and knock on the door.
Well, the good news is they have separate rooms. So Lila's in her own room, and Shay is in her own room.
Oh, God. And I will put this off. He'll go talk to Lila first.
Well, so Lila is up, and she's eating, and actually Alvani's in the room with her. They're eating breakfast together, and Alvani's, Lila looks like she's been crying and sulking. And Alvani looks kind of hapless, like she's been trying her best to kind of, smooth things over between Shay and Lila, and it has not been going well. She looks up at you with like a look of both relief and also dread, because you're not good at this stuff either. And then she's like, great, let's fuck this up more.
I just sort of poke my head in and say, hey, apparently you asked about me when my friends found you.
Lila perks up upon seeing you, and actually hops out of her bed, and grabs your arm and kind of pulls you into the room, and like starts looking you over. Like, were you hurt? Do you have any new cool scars?
Probably. I've not really checked.
Albani waves and just kind of skulks out. Now that Lila's distracted. My work here is done, she says in a Tuxedo Max fashion. And you're like, but you didn't do anything, and she's already gone.
The difference here is that Alvani tried.
Alvani made an attempt. Lila's like, how you never got out of it, over it, your dad doing this to you.
Of course not.
She sighs, and she's like, but I still love Mom. And I'm just so mad. But I feel like I should get over it. And Alani was talking to me about it, about how Mom was just trying to do what's best for me. Keep me safe so I wasn't hurt by the big dragon. And that doesn't make it feel any better. I don't care if the dragon killed me. I wanted to fight for my city, and I don't think that she took my wants into consideration. I think it was just about what she wanted. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah. I understand exactly what you're saying. Have you told Shay that?
I mean, so she tried to talk to me, when I didn't. I feel bad because I think I really hurt her feelings. But she tried talking to me all last night, and I just ignored her and didn't talk back to her. And she kind of hugs herself. So yeah, I was just too mad.
Oh. Are you still too mad to talk to her?
I don't even know what to
Would you
say.
feel better if I talked to her for you? Just a little. I don't have to have the whole conversation for you, but I can let her know that you don't hate her as much as she thinks you do.
I think I would feel better if you were like there for moral support when I went to go talk to her. You know,
Okay, but who's going to be there for my moral support?
do you really say that to a 13-year-old girl?
I smile. I try to make it seem like a joke, but I may have fucked up irrevocably.
Wow.
I mean, do you want me to get out Alani and we'll just dogpile her?
That was kidding. I'll be your emotional support. Go on. Let's go.
All right, so Shay's room is basically right next to
Oh, so she heard all this.
Maybe. So remember how I mentioned that Shay didn't sleep? She still hasn't slept. She looks way worse. She's sitting on her bed, and it looks like she's just been crying a lot.
Hello.
She looks up at you and wipes at her eyes, and she's like, "Oh, and gosh, I wish I could say it was good to see you." She grimaces.
Well, I'm not the one here to see you.
Yeah, Lila pokes her head
And I
in.
just sort of
Yeah, pokes her head in around Amnon, and kind of looks at Shay. Shay looks actually a little happy to see Lila, and happy that Lila's actually trying to talk to her now, but also kind of dreading the fact that Lila wants to talk to her.
I gently squeeze Lila's hand and say, "Just tell her what you told me."
So I'm not gonna repeat what we just said, but basically
Yeah,
Lila again basically says what she just told Amnon, which is, Shay really only did what Shay wanted to do and didn't really think about what Lila wanted to do, and what Lila wanted, and Shay just kind of nods along with what Lila says, and says, no, you're right. I definitely acted selfishly. I thought I knew what was best for you, and I did not take into account what you wanted for yourself. One could argue, that you're at that age now where you can make these decisions for yourself, and I would definitely like to encourage you to have that level of autonomy and independence. And I don't want to make excuses for what I did. I know you're not going to be happy to hear this, but I do believe that I made the right choice. You're too young to be dying at the fangs of a dragon, to be dying during a revolution. You didn't see what happened to the town after everything, settled. It was chaos. There was rioting, all sorts of nonsense. And I didn't want you to be hurt. And I know that you're angry at me, and I know that I basically did to you what Amnon's dad did to him. The difference between what Amnon's dad did to him, what I did to you, is I never intended to leave you like that. I always intended to come back for you. I always intended to be your mother. I'm not a dig at you, Amnon. It's obvious that Sage Shield didn't want you. And his loss, to be completely honest, because you're an amazing person. And I'm proud to have you as my cousin. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have found Lila, because I spent all those years looking for you, and I found her. So I owe you for this family that I found, and that means so much to me. But I do want you, Lila. I want you in my life, and I want you to be my daughter, and I want to watch you grow up and make mistakes and, date trashy boys or trashy women, whatever suits you, Lila. But you can't do that if you get killed in a stupid war. And Lila, like, grimaces, and nods a little bit. But she fires back because it's Lila. And she says, well, did you care if you died in this shitty fucking war? Because you were still out there, doing whatever. And I see that your leg is broken, and I see that you lost a lot of blood, and you can't fucking hide this from me. Really? You could have died too, and then where would I have been? I would have lost another family, a second family, a family that I actually wanted. And Shay also grimaces, and she's like, to be completely honest, I was willing to sacrifice myself to make sure that the city would be safe, to make sure you would be safe, and I feel like that's kind of a mother's job. Like, but fuck that job. Hand in your resignation letter immediately.
Definitely making the stop, nope. She doesn't want to hear that. Oh God. I feel like at some point Amnon should leave, but I don't know when that point is, so he's just sort of awkwardly in the shot.
It's your job to change the subject before it gets too heated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this isn't really getting heated.
Yeah, no, they're handling it really well.
Yeah, they're emotionally connecting. This is insane.
Look,
I should be taking notes, if anything.
Look, Jenner's good at role-playing with herself. Everybody applaud. Thanks. Thank you for that sarcasm. Just stop it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So Shay basically says, look, Lila, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I abandoned you, that I turned you over to people. But I spent my entire life condemning Seychelles for doing what he did to Amnon, and then I basically did the same thing to you. And I'm going to have to live with the fact that I did that, for the rest of my life. And, to be honest, you're going to have to live with the fact that I did that for the rest of your life. And it's not, it's definitely a bad thing that I did. But again, I really got to put my foot down on this. I did the right thing. I had to be your mother. I can't just be, your friend. I'm your mother. It's my job as your mother to make sure that you live. To make sure you grow up big and healthy and angry. So I've succeeded. So, be mad at me for as long as you need to be mad at me. But know that I will always be your mother. I'll always love you. I'll always be here. Nobody's ever going to take you away from me. But I'll fight like hell to get you back. And that's what this was really all about. And, Lila kind of, go ahead. You were going to say, Luca, you're going to say something. No, don't do this to me.
No,
You're just making noises, okay.
I feel like I should say something, because it's been forever since I've talked, but I don't know what I could possibly say.
So Lila kind of bursts in tears and, rushes across the room and embraces Shay. And basically says, I don't forgive you. I don't think I'll ever forgive you, to be completely honest. But I love you and I want to be your daughter too. I've always wanted to be your daughter. And Shay hugs her back. And says, maybe time will heal this. But, I think it's fine that we both agree that it sucked. And it seems like they've reconciled as best they can with the truth of the situation.
Hooray.
And they're back together again.
That ended about as well as it possibly could have.
Right?
And then Amnon returned to his home planet. Just flies up through the ceiling.
Yeah.
Why?
Because awkward.
Right.
My work here is done.
So really quick, for y'all, I'm gonna go around the group and I just want you guys to kind of tell me what you get up to for the next week. And an important thing to note is if you're still up for a Marigold, I mean, you could go on that date with Shay, but you don't have to. You could just call it off.
The important question is Shay up for it? Because she is very injured and very emotionally distraught.
Well, maybe you should bring that up to her. At what point during the week do you bring it up to her?
I mean, I don't think we scheduled it, so I think she just like go down, sees Amnon leaving the house.
Amnon is like speed walking away from that house, just away from emotional attachment whatsoever. He's just going to go
Desperately wiping tears from his face.
At least I don't have to face my emotions at the brothel.
He's gonna go hide in the basement.
I'm gonna go hide with the prostitutes. Oh, hey, Marigold.
I see you've had an interesting morning.
Yep. Well, bye.
Goodbye.
Oh, Marigold, hey, you here?
Oh, Ree,
How many
hello.
more dudes have curses?
Out of character, I think we pretty much uncursed all the important ones who are present, right?
Yeah, you basically got all the named PCs, and I'll let you know, and you were informed basically on your way out that Lady Delarone got a lot of the priests together, and they uncursed all the unnamed, like unimportant NPCs.
Oh, so I was thinking, since I can do this now, maybe we should find Styx and see what he's doing.
Oh, do you want to scry Styx? You should scry Styx.
That's what I was suggesting, but I wasn't gonna just do it.
Well, I suppose with scrying we'd be able to. I've heard he's missing, so
Do you happen to have anything that he owned?
I do not, unfortunately.
If he is all fire, so surely if you light a fire, that'll count as something that he owns.
I don't think that counts as part of his body.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All fire is his.
Okay. Do you have a picture of it?
Nope.
I'm gonna. Oh, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go into town to like a store, like a toy store, and find a little wooden skeleton. And then I'm gonna put it next to my pan, and I'm gonna catch it on fire. And now I have a likeness of Styx. It makes it slightly easier. Give me a.
Wait! I just want you to know you are able to do this, but it actually takes you a bit of time because things have been looted.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I have time. All right, so I need a wisdom saving throw, DC 19. No,
Okay.
no, yeah, 19.
Okay,
With the
Styx.
stuff I have.
Styx, you can fail this, right? Hold on. I believe in your ability. I believe in my ability to roll fucking terrible. Ah, god damn it!
Oh my god. Barely made it.
So, do we just have is the general effigy the new Styx now?
No.
No. So, I guess he knows that I did that, but I don't see him because he succeeded.
That sucks because, I mean, good news, I'm going to tell you where he is at the end of the session anyway. Bad news is you don't get to find out where he is until the end of the session.
Oh, well, I think it didn't work. I was resisted.
You get his answering machine. Styx is not here to speak with you right now. If you could please leave a message. After the shrieking skull. Get back to it as soon as possible.
I mean, I'm still new at this, so
That's alright.
I don't know him that well.
Figure out where he is eventually, I suppose.
Please leave a message after this sick ass metal riff.
I mean, I prefer if it wasn't cursed, because being cursed sucks. But, what are you supposed to do? So anyway, I was gonna come talk to you anyways, because we gotta, like, I know we all just finished, like, not dying, but we have, like, a week until we also have to do that again, so we probably should talk about that eventually.
Yes, I suppose we'll gather at some point.
Yeah, that's I just kind of stand there awkwardly.
Like, do you have a time and location?
I mean, we all just kind of gather here all the time. I'm not,
All right,
I'm
well,
not
I
gonna
guess we'll do
plan this
dinner
out
then.
with you. I'm not doing the minutia.
Skyla, being an old lady who's everywhere she needs to be, pokes her head in on Miel's conversation. Says, I'll speak to Avani. We'll schedule something. I'll send you guys a sending when it's time for you to get together and make a game plan. I figure give it like a day or two. Give you guys some time to, freaking relax a bit before we do this.
Impossible. I would never relax.
I will never log off. But yeah, don't worry about it. We got this.
Well, I suppose in that case, I'll bid you adieu for now. I should go speak with Shay.
Skyla,
Ooh.
who is like, awkward, is like, good luck, get laid. Bye. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and I would totally do her. Whoop.
Wow.
Off she goes.
I'm gonna go. Bye.
Marigold power walks out of there.
Skyla left standing there is like, please, I'm so alone. Anyway, and so you head into where Shay is. Shay's actually in the kitchen cooking. Right now, Lila is hanging out by her. It looks like they're getting along again for the most part. I mean, it's still a little tense between them. They don't quite have the same casual rapport that they had before Shay did the bad. But they're making their best, to go about the way things were,
Mm-hmm.
So, good on them.
So I knock.
On the door frame, Shay looks up and she hasn't slept in 2 days. She looks really tired, but she also looks happy to see you. She says, "Oh, hey Marigold, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Do you want some eggs? I'm making eggs."
Oh, I did just have lunch, unfortunately, but thank you for the offer. If you have any tea, though, I'd gladly accept that.
Oh, yeah, I could brew some tea. Have a seat. What kind of tea do you want? Asked Lila.
Earl Grey.
Of course.
Everyone has Earl Grey.
Yeah, Shay starts brewing that, and Lila's like, I'll have what she's having. And Shay's like, of course you will. So she brews you a tea, and she, sets out the tea after it's been brewed with the sugar and the cream, so you can add it yourself rather than her adding it, so you can have it the way you like it, But she would just, put all the sugar in there. Problem.
Marigold just drinks it black.
Nice. Shay, serves up the eggs for her and Lila and sits down near you, but not super close to you. Starts eating the eggs. And yeah, it's all for you. Lila looks like she's about to say something, but then you open your mouth like you're gonna say something, and Lila stops.
Well then, I know we had tentative plans, but given, injuries and whatnot, it seems we didn't really take into account how partially dead we'd be by the end of this. I suppose I can keep going and I could still do the date, but I think that depends on you.
Shay blushes and chuckles and, just takes a big fucking drink of her tea. And she's like, yeah, I think we definitely underestimated the killing us factor. I definitely don't want that to happen again. But if you're still interested, gosh, I definitely would like to go out on a date with you. I'd be foolish not to. And Lila, smirks. And it's like, yeah, you should totally date my mom. I drew up a resume for her for you to date her. You should check this out. And she totally does. Have a resume. She's like sliding it across the table towards you, and she's like reaching for it.
Oh, let me see.
making a phone's dexterity check to grab this thing before she gets it from you.
Let's see your credentials.
Shay's going for it with a 15. You can do this. I'm joking. No, you totally get it before she does. Oh God. So the resume is like, hey, my mom's gay. and sad and lonely. Also, look how pretty she is, and there's a drawing of her, and she's, with sparkles. She's super talented at math and numbers, which I'm not. Frowny face.
I love that there's a picture.
I know, it's so good. And she really, she super cares about people, and I'm trying to do that. It's more about Lila than about Shay, really.
Good resume. So tell me about your past work experience.
Oh, you want to know about my past relationships? Shay says awkwardly. Gosh. She leans back in her chair and she looks over at Lila. And Lila's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for this. And she's like leaning forward. She's like squirming in her chair. Like, yeah. She's like, so to be honest, I was kind of sheltered. I didn't really get to have many relationships growing up. I had went on a few dates, but they were with guys, and I didn't really have any chemistry with them, and I didn't realize that I wasn't interested in guys until, pretty recently. So I actually haven't been on many dates with people I'm actually attracted to, and the dates I did go on really didn't go anywhere. So yeah, I don't have a lot of experience. Sorry.
Well, if you'll just give me a pen, I can give you my experience. And she just hands her a napkin that says entry level.
Resumes.
Despite what you may think, I'm equally as qualified.
Were Shay a more perverse and horny character? She'd be like, well, I've got some entry level for you, baby. But she's not.
That's something you would say.
That's something I would say. Shay's not panty. She's not super horny. So she does not do that. She just actually looks a little relieved. And she's like, oh, that's, no offense, but that's great, actually. That means we can kind of figure it out together.
Well, I'll have to speak to your manager first. And I turn to Lila.
But I was like, to be honest, y'all should be kissing already. I'm just saying. I've been shipping it since she looked at you at the party. And she checked out your butt. I saw her check out your... Don't tell her I checked out her butt! I saw you checking out her butt, though! She's like, if you were old enough to appreciate her butt, you would check out her butt, too. And Lila is offended. And she's like, I appreciate a good butt.
Well then, I'm sure you still need a day to rest and recuperate, and I don't think this technically counts as a date, what we're doing. I think this is just a friendly visit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a manual for what counts as a date and what doesn't. But if this counts as a date, I would like to have more dates of more substantial nature.
Twice this week, then. Very good.
Excellent. How's the tea, by the way?
Oh, very nice.
I mean, it's
You
not
know,
that
a good blend.
it's not that hard. You just put leaves in water until the water changes color, and then you try not to spill it on yourself. That's the part I'm the worst at.
Well, the secret is knowing good providers.
Yeah. So where do you want to go on this date? I was thinking, well, so the Noble Quarter's been completely ransacked. But there was this nice, like, little restaurant there that I like to go to from time to time, and maybe it wasn't completely fucked over, and we could check it out.
If
Oh.
it's still up and running, that sounds great.
Yeah, and also Aram said that he'd be willing to play live music for us to try
If it is shut down, I can cook.
and... Bree just pops her head in. Hey, lesbians! Did you know that I can cook?
Greetings, fellow lesbians.
Don't make assumptions about me.
Shay laughs and says, "Well, I mean, if we can check it out. If it's closed, I'll cook for you. I'm not a bad cook. I swear these eggs are actually quite good. Lila, tell her the eggs are good." Lila's like, "Well, now that you've told me to tell her the eggs are good, she won't believe me when I say the eggs are good. You've compromised these eggs, Mom. These eggs are compromised." She flips the plate.
It's true, she's biased.
Okay, Shay's like, "I can't believe I've raised such an ethical daughter." "I learned it from you, Mom," says Lila. Shay's like, "Yeah, I mean, so tomorrow, according to Elvani, and Vicold, when she came in here, when she wasn't busy leading the resistance, like getting people organized, I should be able to walk on this thing pretty well tomorrow. I might need a cane or something. I hope that doesn't embarrass you, definitely, like walking around in a cane or whatever. Yeah, it should be good."
Absolutely not.
Ah, cool. Lila's like, "You should get one of those cane swords. You know, a sword cane. And it's also a gun." Shay's like, "What's a gun?"
Gunblade cane.
The gun just shoots the cane part really fast.
That's how you unsheath it.
All right, so Shay's like, that's great. I'm really looking forward to this." And she looks relieved, and she's like, "You know, to be completely honest, I wasn't sure that she was still interested."
Well, I'm not exactly one to turn down such an offer. Well, and Marigold just thinks about all the past people yelling at her to date them.
Those people.
Okay, well,
Those people.
technically I've turned down a lot, but
Those people didn't have names and weren't cool.
you're the first face-to-face person, and I certainly wouldn't say no to you. You've been quite the valuable friend these past few months. Thank you for everything you've done to help us.
It's been my pleasure, to be completely honest. And Lila's like, "You hear that? She's totally DTF." And she's like, "What? How did you even learn that? Who have you been hanging out with? Stop it." "Do you even know what that means?" And Lila's like, "No, but now I'm gonna keep saying it because of your reaction."
What was going on? Marigold's just thinking, he's like, wait, did Culver ask me face to face? Okay, so you might be the second person to ask, so technically speaking, okay, so
Culver's trash though.
I've turned down half, but you should have seen the guy. He sucks.
I mean, it's Lila's like, "Look, did he have a resume? I mean, come on." and such glowing recommendations and references? I think not. You should date my mom. Shay's just like holding her head in her hands, like, oh. Thank you, Lila. Thank you, Marigold. It has been sincerely a pleasure. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Indeed. I'm sure it'll be lovely, and if the restaurant happens to be out, then I'm sure shopping for restaurants will also be lovely.
Yeah, definitely. We could even go on a picnic. It's snowing. We could have like one of those cute snowball fights. Make snow angels. Whatever. Aren't like if we're like, can't you like whoa like we're tieflings, so we can like make it warm. We could like melt the snow. And Shay's like, I mean, okay, go on. And Leslie, no, that's it. Just because we're hot. And Shay's like, okay. Sure. I thumbs up. I don't know where you're going with this. Wow, it's just glad to be there. All right, so Plagia, back to you. You're back up and awake. Aram is still like laying around in bed, and he's like he's I don't know. You know enough about medicine. Like he's doing better, but he's playing it up like he's doing terrible because he just wants babied. He's like groaning and like whining about it and just being a brat.
You know, as you do.
He just wants babied. He's like, I'll Plagia, it hurts. It's like sore. Just gonna make it all better.
Yeah, no. Actually, yeah, she probably. I mean, okay. Realistically, she'd probably be nice to him and indulgent to a point. But she would like after like she probably like would bring him food so he wouldn't have to like wander around.
Mm-hmm.
He did get shot with an arrow like a lot, but once he's kind of like got food and is a little happier, she is gonna spring on him. So there is one loose end.
He takes a sip of his drink, and he's like, "Yeah, my brother. I know. The GM hasn't checked the Bard spell list, so I don't know if he can scry or anything like that. We should definitely try to figure out where the heck he is. So I say we go find Bree and make her cast a high-level spell, because, that's what she's there for. Bree or Skyla. But Bree, mostly, because she's a player character. And the GM's tired of role-playing with herself, so let's go bother Bree.
And I was kind of thinking, in the meantime, if he resists it, because he definitely will, I don't suppose. Well, how to put this nicely? Would he try to come after you?
So my brother and me and my sister, we all grew up in that same shitty household with shitty parents who were shit. We all kind of bonded in a way, together. We had to survive together. So I'd like to think that I know him really well. And if I know my brother as well as I think I know my brother, it's not so much that he's going to come after me, as much as he's sided with the wrong side. If I know my brother, he's holed up in one of those fucking manors in the Nobles District, plotting how to when and where to strike out.
So we need to find him.
My guess, knowing my brother, is that he's going to try to assassinate the cloak.
I was afraid you were going to say something incredibly heinous like that. Yeah, like as soon as he was ready to go, like we would book it for to find Bree. I'm not sure how long that would take us.
So Amnon just goes over to Bree's house and sees if she's there. Or not Amnon, I'm sorry, Aram goes over to Bree's house and just sees if she's there. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
now I'm doing it.
Why did I pick the name Amnon? I wouldn't have picked that name if I knew it was going to cause many problems.
Honestly, Amnon is a great name.
Yeah, Amnon's a fuck.
Aram's decided to take the last name Amnon.
It's true. So Aram goes over to Bree's house and just sees if Bree's there, knocks on the door. Bree, are you home? Jeff.
Jeff
Yeah, he
left.
left.
Oh, he left?
He went to go sleep.
Ah, fuck. All right. So we'll pick up kinda there, I guess, in regards to their place. But yeah, hopefully they'll sort it out. So I guess we'll close out on 3 scenes. So first, Amnon, do you have any final thing that you want to do? Real quick. Not really?
Nope, nothing I want to do.
I mean, Esme basically sends you a sending, and you guys find like a nice place to just eat out, and eat some. She gets you some fish, and you guys eat some fish together.
We talk about things that don't matter for once.
Yeah, basically, she just has a
Instead
pretty.
of impossibly important conversations all the time.
Yeah, she just basically has a really casual conversation with you. Occasionally, like it's Esme. So occasionally, she's got kind of a warped sense of humor because she's been through so much shit. So she just kind of casually lets slip in some fucking really heavy stuff, but she doesn't mean it. And it's just like you've established this relationship at this point that she doesn't even expect you to respond to it. You can just like ignore it and let it roll off and just be like, "Yep, that's my Esme. She's so traumatized."
And not just whimpers in response every time.
Yeah, as you guys are sitting around eating, like Culver shows up and like sits down at the table with you guys.
We get up and move to a different table.
Well, as you're standing up to move to a different table, Culver like reaches out and says, "Wait, I'll leave soon. I promise I'm not here to ruin your romantic or whatever this is, lustful, whatever this is thing that you guys are doing.
You're already on thin ice.
Okay. Well, great. I mean, this just how it is. I just want you guys to know that that I've been keeping an eye on what's going on in town, and it looks like the nobles, your family, the Rakes, are up to something. Like I've been seeing, like I've been scrying. I'm just gonna tell you, I've been scrying your dad because she told me to. He points at Esme. It was like, thanks, you fucking narc, thanks. And he's definitely up. He's definitely.
I'm glad you're looking out for me.
Yeah. And he's definitely up to something. So we don't know what they're planning, but they're definitely planning something. It's definitely going down next session.
All right, well, I'll go sharpen my axe.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to ruin your date, so have fun having sex or whatever. Wish I knew what that was like. Bye.
If anything, the promise of patricide only makes this better.
Esme is just so horny for patricide. So we close out on the final closing scenes, which don't involve any player characters whatsoever. Inside the Erake Manor is a large contingent of home guards, like his own, basically Seychill's own personal army. And Seychill and Hasana are both there in the room, like talking over this personal army that they have. And lurking in the corner of the Erake Manor's main room is that fucking beholder who's just floating there, watching them have this quick conversation. Wherein Seychill just basically says, who among you is willing to lead the army to reclaim the city for the nobility? And sure enough, stepping up, it's fucking Lucas. He says, I will do it. I will lead this army. I will push back the rebels. I will retake the city for its rightful owner. Seychill says, good. And he looks over to the beholder and says, you will help him, of course. And the beholder says, I've got nothing better to do. I've got I-beams for days, baby. Seychill's like, excellent. I mean, that is not what your character is like at all, but we'll accept that.
No, that's what this character is like. This beholder rules. I want him to talk like this.
Got I-beams for days, baby. Moving over to Styx. So, Styx. In the grand city of Kalimshan, a lone bard wanders the streets. Hours before the army hit the walls, Hasana gave Styx one final order that he must go to the Red Dragon, your Ralashal Vitsalasar, whatever the hell her name is. I've pronounced it right one time. Give me credit. And let her know that the city has fallen. And Styx says, what if the city doesn't fall? And she says, if the city doesn't fall, then your Ralashal can be mad at me. If the city does fall, then I get credit for letting the Ralashal know that the city fell. And I'm willing to wager that the city will fall. So just let her know. And so Styx sets out. So now, it has been 2 days. Styx has made it to Kalimshan. He walks up the stairs, and he's let through the guards. He shows them the crest of the Urek family. He's let in, he walks through the main halls, surrounded by guards, and all this other bullshit. And he walks into the big fucking horde of the giant fucking red dragon, and he bows before her, and she's like, you must understand how important it is, how important I am, that you are being permitted to stand before me. Normally, you would have to relay this message to one of my subordinates. And Styx is like, hey, bitch, I don't care. And he really does say that, and she recoils back, and like her nostrils flare. And he's like, look, if you're gonna kill me, but then you won't get your fucking information. I don't have to be nice to you. You know, this is not what I wanted to do with my life, and I don't give a shit anymore, to be completely honest. Elm Raven has fallen, and you're a piece of shit, alright? So, breathe fire around me if you want, but eat my ass.
Eat my non-existent ass.
Eat my ass bone.
He's like, your nephew, whatever the fuck his name is, he's probably dead. Probably killed by really cool adventurers who are also gonna kill your ass. So go! Have fun! Jesus. Not that Jesus exists in this world, but seriously, fuck you.
Jesus exists only as a swear word in this world.
Right. And the Red Dragon just basically, like, laughs at him. Like, the impertinence of you. You think that you talk all big to me. You are not worth my time. Be gone with you. I will handle this personally. He's like, good, good. I hope you fucking do. Ugh. And he just, like, stomps off. He's gotta wait for his next orders. Because he's stuck under this fucking case. That ends the session. Thanks for playing. Bye. Yay. I think we went.
Everyone.
Yeah, I think we went through all the stuff that I actually wrote. So I'll post it up in the thread.
Hooray.
Yay! Thank you for reading my terrible content and interacting with my very bad content. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed. It was good, I guess. I was proud of it.
Enjoyed this good content, everyone.
I was proud of it until I had to, like, share it with everybody. The whole week's leading up to this, I was like, oh man, this is so good, and they were supposed to deliver it. It was just like, fuck. Anyway.
Oh no, performance anxiety.
Yeah. Alright, but bye everybody. Thanks for listening. Like, the 5 people who actually watch these videos, I want you to know that I really appreciate you, and thank you for sitting through these 2-hour-long videos. Done streaming. Bye.
Goodbye.